can do it here. Swinging a drive. Deep center field. Going back is Scott. And that one is gone. This game is tied at 6. Harden drives in. Harden. And it's rejected by Flag. Flag recovers it. Flag driving. He might go coast to coast. Gives it to Nembhard in the corner. Nembhard for 3. Bang for 3. Ryan Nembhard makes it a 20-point lead. Hands it off. Rodriguez up the middle. Touchdown, Commanders! Rodriguez with the touchdown run. Chris Rodriguez Jr. straight up the middle. Touchdown. And welcome in everybody to District Nation as we're getting in for the first game of a 3-game series as the Washington Nationals are going to host the Baltimore Orioles for the first part of the Beltway Series. Welcome in everybody to District Nation. I hope you all are having an absolutely amazing night as we are going to get into some Friday night baseball here, the Washington Nationals. After taking a series that maybe we shouldn't have taken from the Reds after Game 3, they're going to come back and play another 3-game series, and we're going to see how the Nationals do in this 3-game series. I hope everyone is having a great evening as we're getting underway. The Nationals at 21-23 will take on the Orioles at 20-24, and it's safe to say these are 2 even matchups, so I wanted to try this tonight, so I'm going to. Here we go, a new background, because I made it just today. Here we go, a new pregame background. I hope everybody likes it. It's a brand new background behind me. I hope everyone likes it. And the Nationals, they're going to take on a team that has been pretty good in the Orioles. And the Orioles, we talked about in the pregame show briefly, which you can go and watch before this game gets going. Instead of listening to me, you can head over and watch my pregame show that I filmed yesterday. So you can go check that out if you want to. We'll be right here the entire game. And we talked about the offense needs to come alive. The offense is a big part of tonight. The Nationals are going to need to figure out how to get that offense going and get behind Zach Little, who is going to start the game. They haven't announced any other starter. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Zach Little's starting, which he hasn't done too much. He's been a long guy, but he's been doing the thing where P.J. Pullen or Richard Lovelady come out of the pen and they relieve to start the game, which I don't know if you like that or not. Maybe some Nats fans don't like that, but hopefully it'll work tonight with Little starting the entire game. Will it work? We don't know. We're going to see today. Will Zach Little be able to come out of the first inning, have a good first, and then continue to do that for 3 or 4 more innings to get 5 innings out of Zach Little? That we would love. Zach Little going a little while. And, of course, Dalen Lyle is going to be there to help him. Dalen Lyle in the 3-game series against the Reds had 3 home runs. He drove in 7. Wow. Amazing with his 5 hits. He was just absolutely amazing playing in front of his parents and family. What more can you ask for from Dalen Lyle? So he wanted the offense to get going, so he got the offense going with his own games. So good job to Dalen, and maybe you can get it going again. So you're going to have the Orioles tonight with a good lineup tonight. You got Henderson in the leadoff spot. Henderson's gotten started a little slowly, and then, of course, Rutschman and Alonso. Pasalo, who's been a sneaky good hitter, he's hitting in the 5-hole. We'll get to the full starting lineups in just a moment when we're closer to the first pitch. But for the Nationals, it's pretty simple of a lineup tonight. I mean, you got the same group they've been using the entire time, so same group of guys. You got Vivas in the game. Millis is going to do the catching. You got Meade over at first, just a few guys who usually maybe aren't a starter, but they are a starter tonight. Those are just some guys. Meade has been earning himself as a spot, and tonight he faces a righty. He faces a right-handed batter, and then also Drew Millis also going to face a righty, and Jorbit Vivas also going to face a righty, but Jorbit Vivas is good against righties. It's nice to have a guy like Vivas, a good lefty. But for the Nationals, a little bit different tonight with Friday. They've got a few non-starters, but overall, it's usually the same group of guys, and I like this group of guys. These 9 guys who usually hit in the order are good hitters. Brady House had a pretty good series. We'll see him hit. He's going to face a righty. Sometimes they put in Dana to face a righty, but at the same time, House can rake against some guys too. James Wood, of course, leadoff hitter, lefty or righty on the mound. Chances are James Wood is in that leadoff spot. He's been leading off most of the season, almost all the season. He's been leading off, so why change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it is not broken right now. James Wood, one of the best hitters in the league. Same with Abrams. Abrams out of the 4-hole. Do we like it? Probably not. Does it work? Yes, C.J. Abrams in the 4-hole works. So we can't deny that. And Abrams, he rakes out of there. He has chances for RBIs, and he's a leader in RBIs now. And that's something we didn't see last season. He had a leadoff spot, so more of his chances came in the leadoff hole. He didn't take those chances. So now he's in the 4-hole, and he's taking those chances. Maybe he just likes being the cleanup hitter. Maybe he doesn't. But let's see. We'll see tonight just a little bit more. But the Nationals are going to take it on tonight. I think they should be wearing the City Connects, I believe. Otherwise, I think they're wearing some military-themed uniforms tonight. They may be wearing those, but I'm wearing my City Connect jersey. I think they're either wearing a military-themed uniform or the regular Cities, which is Friday and Saturday usually the Cities, and then Sunday you get the Washington Nationals wearing their alternate reds, which I don't like as much, but we're going to have to live through it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We already got some votes in the poll. People voted the Orioles already. Maybe you don't want the Orioles, but let's go. So the Nationals, what are they going to have to bring tonight? The offense needs to come to bat, and Zach Little may give up runs. He's got to hold them for as long as he can. That's the thing. Little, maybe it's not the perfect outing. It's got to be a good outing, though. It's got to be decent. You've got to not give up as many runs as you usually do. Maybe that's hard to ask, but let's see if he can do it. And I hope you all like this background, because I am liking it right now. It's really good with that Nats picture right over there. The hats, the fake bobbleheads, a great background. I have many more bobbleheads than that, but that's just a generated background I really like with the theme of the Nationals. So I hope you like it, because we're probably going to stick with it for a little while. So now, will the Nationals go to work against a good offense as well? Are they going to come out with a good offense, and are they going to be able to hang with a good offense? And looking at right now, the Nationals find themselves tied for second in the NL East with the Phillies at 21-23, a tie, and we're in May. Did we expect to be tied for second in May in the NL East? Maybe not. But here we are. The Nationals, they're playing well. Maybe they don't stick around. Maybe they don't make the playoffs, but this was a good start. And I have some hope for this team right now, that they can finish with more than just 70 wins. I could see it happening. Does it happen? Don't know. But if it does happen, I won't be too surprised. It won't be an absolute miracle run. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for this team to make the playoffs, because they're a fun team. The Nationals, the young offense, work hard. It's fun to watch. So we are going to go ahead and get going with the starting lineups right now. So we're about 5 minutes away from first pitch, and then we'll head over to the game day screen. We'll talk more about the game, but we're going to start now with the starting lineup first for the visiting Baltimore Orioles. Leading it off for the Orioles is going to be Gunnar Henderson. Henderson is your shortstop. Batting second is going to be, one second here. Batting second will be the left fielder, Taylor Ward. Batting third is going to be the catcher, Adley Rutschman. Batting fourth is Pete Alonso. Alonso is the first baseman. Batting fifth is going to be the designated hitter, Samuel Basallo. We saw him in spring training. Good hitter. Batting sixth is going to be the right fielder, Tyler O'Neill. Batting seventh is going to be the center fielder, Colton Cowser. Batting eighth is going to be the third baseman, Kobe Mayo. And batting ninth is going to be the second baseman, Jeremiah Jackson. On the mound for the Orioles is going to be Shane Baz. 1-4 with a 5.48 ERA. Once again, that's Henderson, Ward, Rutschman, Alonso, Basallo, O'Neill, Cowser, Mayo, Jackson, with Baz on the mound. Now for the home team, the Washington Nationals, leading off the right fielder, James Wood. Batting second is going to be the designated hitter, Luis Garcia Jr. Batting third at first base is going to be Curtis Mead. Batting fourth is the shortstop, C.J. Abrams. Batting fifth is going to be Dalen Lyle. Lyle is the left fielder. Batting sixth at third base is Brady House. Batting seventh is going to be Jorbit Vivas. Vivas is your second baseman. Batting eighth is going to be Drew Millis. Millis is going to be behind the plate tonight as the catcher. And batting ninth in center field is Jacob Young. And on the mound for the Nationals is Zach Little. 1-4 with a 6.94 ERA. Once again for the Nationals, that's Wood, Garcia Jr., Mead, Abrams, Lyle, House, Vivas, Millis, Young, with Little on the mound. As we're going to get ready here, now just a few minutes away from first pitch, the Nationals are going to get ready to face the Orioles. The first game of a 3-game series. Thank you so much already to everyone who's tuning in, who's answered to the poll, and everything. As you know, we'll see a little bit of a change here, but we've got a new subscriber look there, nothing around it, just the number, and I like that. Thank you to that new subscriber who subscribed just recently, as here we go. Here we go, Nationals fans, or Orioles fans if you're here, just for the Beltway Series. charge as we're going to get going here with the top of the first in just a few moments. The Nationals tuning in to face on with what is their rival for rivalry week, at least. This is going to be their rival for a moment. And now, before we get underway, there's one more thing to take care of, and that is your umpires for today's game between the Orioles and the Nationals. And behind the plate is going to be...
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo! Yeah.
Oh, new umpire. Well, it is not actually there. If you've seen the movie, excuse me, slipping from my Naked Gun, threw that quote in there. I hope everyone likes that sound effect. We will play that on.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo! Yeah.
We're going to be playing that sound effect throughout the season now. A great baseball quote. Your actual umpires, John Tombpain's behind the plate. Chris Conroy over at first. Brendan Miller covers second base, and at third base is Ben May. The Nationals are going to wear their alternate blues with a green military hat. I believe it may be a giveaway of some sort for that, or just a rivalry weekend thing. I think it's something for the Army of some sort, because we've got some fun military-themed hats out there and gear. So there's got to be some sort of promotion for it. But the Nationals are going to take on the Orioles, and the Orioles are also going to wear military theme. But Zach Little getting ready to go in just a moment. It is the hot dog hat. The Beltway Series, the only theme to go with it. Must be some sort of holiday going on then. Let me check here. I'm sad that I don't know this. So maybe that President's Day is coming up. Peace Officers Memorial Day is today. Peace Officers Memorial. And National Defense Transportation Day. But maybe Peace Officers Memorial Day might be it. But they're going to wear some military-themed uniforms. It might be just a rivalry weekend thing once again. That'd be fun too. Just see that for rivalry weekend. As Zach Little getting ready to go. We got a first pitch start at 6:45. We should be getting going any minute here from Nationals Park. They're going to wear green hats with the alternate blues. Orioles are going to wear the road gray, so we should be getting going. Showing back, Little wears 18. So it says they're just getting ready to go now. But it's 6:45, and first pitch is at 6:45. No idea here. So I might be going to another ad break before the game gets going. I'd like us to get going in a second. But for now, just talking real quickly, we'll look at both teams' records here. For the Orioles, as they come into Game 45, they're 20-24. They're 9 games behind first place, 12-12 at home, 8-12 on the road. So they have a better chance of winning at home than winning on the road. This is the time for the Nationals to capitalize, is right here. Against the AL East, they're 3-7, 8-5 against the AL Central. They're 4-5 against the AL West, and the Orioles in interleague play are 5-7. And Zach Little is going to run on the field. We're about to get underway as he gets on the mound. He's going to start his warm-up. The Nationals players running onto the field, and here we go. Getting us started in just a few minutes here. And the Nationals recap on their record here. They're into Game 45 as well. 21-23. They're 9 games behind first place as well. 6-13 at home. 15-10 on the road. Obviously, 6-13 is where you do not want to be. Hopefully the Nationals can get a win tonight at home. Get them into the win column at home. And then it's going to be for their situations against different divisions. They're 5-8 against the East, 11-8 against the Central, 1-5 against the West. But that's what happens when the first NL West team you see is the Dodgers. They didn't see anyone beforehand. So those are just some of your records there. And in interleague play, they're 4-2. Only a couple interleague series so far. A little bit on Zach Littell. This is his 8th game. His only 6 starters, 9 game and 6 start because he's only started a few games, bullpen starts as well. He's 1-4 with a 6.94, and the problem is home runs. And he doesn't strike out too many guys with his 17 strikeouts. That's the one thing. Doesn't strike out too many guys, and we'd like to see him get a few more strikeouts. He's going to feature a slider, 4-seamer, a splitter, a sinker, and a sweeper. They hit best against the sinker, and he only uses it a little bit of the time. The sinker and the sweeper, you're not going to see nearly as much as the slider, 4-seamer, or splitter. So here we go. Little still getting his warm-ups in. We're going to get ready in just a moment. Little to righty as he throws his last warm-up pitch. We're going to get going in just a moment. What is up, Ronald Duffney? You're the first chat of the night. What's going on? He says, hi. Thanks for tuning in, Ronald, to tonight's stream. We're going to get underway. In just a minute now, we're going to get going. Little is ready to go. The sun is setting from Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., the Nationals to begin a homestand where they'll face Baltimore and then host New York Mets for a 4-game series is going to get started with a first pitch. And the Nationals and the Orioles both wearing all their camo green to support veterans, and it may be just a rivalry weekend thing. As Gunnar Henderson, the lefty, steps up to the plate, Little comes set. First pitch to Gunnar Henderson. Henderson swings and hits this one out to center field. Jacob Young only has to take a couple steps back, now a couple steps in, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So that's how this game is going to get started. A fly out right there to start the game. Getting started 4 minutes late in D.C. at 6:49. So 1 out now here, top 1. That'll bring up Taylor Ward, the left fielder. Little sets. He's facing a righty here for the second pitch. First pitch to Ward, and that's right in there. Called strike 1 with a fastball. And it's an 0-1 count. Just going to move over here a little bit. Angle the camera just a little bit. So here you go. 265 for Ward. The 0-1. Down low with a splitter, and that evens the count up at 1-1. They appealed down to first base umpire Conroy for a swing appeal. Millis called down to him, but no, said the umpire. Little coming set. He uses PitchCom to call his own pitches as well as sometimes taking a sign from Millis. The 1-1. This is grounded to the shortstop. Abrams makes the play on a few hops, fires it over to first in time to the first baseman Curtis Mead, and that's out number 2 here in the top of the first. 2 outs quickly by Zach Little, working a little efficiently here in the first. Just a few pitches, gets 2 outs. First Henderson, then Ward, but they obviously aren't the strong suits of this lineup, so that'll bring up Adley, who's been the heart of this order lately. 2 outs now for the catcher, who will hit from the left side, the switch hitter. First pitch to Adley. He takes it right in there, called strike 1 with a fastball at 93 miles an hour, and that'll make it an 0-1 count. Adley's having limited at-bats so far, 291 average, though, with 6 home runs after a little bit of injury. The 0-1, and he takes down low with a splitter, and that evens the count up at 1-1. Nationals Park filling up a little bit since the last time I saw them on my birthday. So I saw them when it was not crowded at all, which was not fun, but for fans-wise, and that's outside ball, too. I mean, well, it was fun, but it wasn't fun for the Nats, probably, to play against a not-too-crowded crowd on a Thursday afternoon where there was a couple schools there for field trips. And then me, sitting up in the third deck, had quite a few older fans and young fans. So you got a mix. The 2-1. Rutschman called. Strike 2 with a fastball on the outside part of the 2 count. I'll make it 2-2. Outside part of the zone. Lost my words there, and it'll be 2-2 now. Little will step back onto the rubber. He calls his own pitch, and he'll go back into a stretch. So he did call his own pitch on 2-2. He comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Rutschman. Swinging a fly ball. This one's out to deep left center field. Going back is Young to the track at the wall. And he makes the catch as he bounces up against the wall. Jacob Young makes the catch off of the wall. He bounces off of it, but he still manages to keep it in his glove. He made the catch and then banged up against the left field wall up against the Orioles bullpen for out number 3. That one might fall in for a double. But Jacob Young, who covers more ground probably than a black hole, gets out number 3 to end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Zach Little. 2 flyouts and a ground out will end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. At the end of the first half, we'll head to the bottom of the first. It's Baltimore 0, Washington coming up. We'll see James Wood lead it off for the Nats. I've seen James Wood a lot lead off so far, and I've seen a lot of leadoff home runs, so we'll see what he can do. It'd be Wood, Garcia Jr., and me to face Shane Baz. Shane Baz, just like Little, problem with giving up a lot of runs lately. Only a 1-4 record. Maybe Nationals get them on early. When they usually hold them to no runs in the first inning, the Nationals are good. As long as they get that scoreless first inning. That's the most important part, is getting the scoreless first inning. And that'd be very nice for the Nats. Give them something they don't have too often. Scoreless first. Scoreless first, that means a lot because the Nationals like to score in the first. And instead of it being a 1-1 game or a 2-1 game, they're winning 1-0 or 2-0, which Just absolutely great. And Wood, Garcia Jr., Meade, and Abrams can put that together easily. Get one of them on base and then work the other three. And maybe even get Lyle in on the fun in the 5-hole. Would love to see what Lyle can put together. It'd be Wood, Garcia Jr. James Wood will lead it off for the Nats. Nationals Park, as the sun sets on it, is looking absolutely amazing. First homestand since that stand that ended with the Twins. They had a good series there, though. James Wood will lead it off for the Nats. Bottom one. Wood been the Nationals' best hitter lately. Leads them in home runs. One of the only categories he doesn't lead them in is RBIs. And the other guy doing that is almost just as good as Wood, and he's hitting in the 4-hole. And Shane Baz will take them out. He started all of his games so far. 1-4 record, a 5.48 over his 44.1 innings worked. So he's giving up runs. Hopefully the Nationals can jump on him quickly. Baz will work out of the set. First pitch to James Wood. Wood crushed this one. Deep center field, going back is Cowser to the track at the wall, and he makes the catch right up against the wall. Colton Cowser lost there, and it's out number one. So James Wood flies out to the deepest part of center. Cowser made the catch, bounced up against the wall, and that's out number one. Wood thought it was gone as he ran around, had big eyes. Just missed that first pitch bomb, and that'll be Louis. Baz sets. First pitch to Garcia. Garcia takes inside with a fastball, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Garcia stepped towards the plate for a second, paused to make sure it was called a ball, but that was well inside to the 276 hitter. He has 3 home runs, 22 ribbies. Baz sets. Pitch to Garcia. Garcia takes inside once again with a fastball. Almost identical location there. And that'll make it a 2-0 count. 2-0, one out here, bottom one. Baz sets. Pitch to Garcia. Garcia takes inside with a cutter. Low and in, same spot. Low and in, working him there. 3 pitches, 3 balls to Garcia so far. Get him on base, that'd be nice. Wood just almost, had a home run to lead this one off. It'll be a 3-0 pitch. Garcia takes a fastball that's right in there called strike one. That'll make it a 3-1 count. 3-1, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Baz sets. So Louis now in a hitter's count to a 3-1 the pitch. Louis swings and drives it to deep right field, but that one is foul down the right field line, and that'll fill up the count to 3-2. Luis Garcia Jr. got basically about all of that pitch there, absolutely barreled it, but was just a few hairs too early. A perfect swing on it, got a good piece of it, but it just went foul. So it'll stay at 3-2 now as Baz sets. Already 2 barrels off of him, though. The 3-2 to Garcia. Garcia swings and misses at a knuckle curve low inside. So Garcia swings at the pitch that he was taking for a ball. That knuckle curve was well located low and in that made Garcia hack after a fastball that stayed up, set him up perfectly for the knuckle curve, and he goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. It's now to be Curtis Meade to face Baz as Baz comes set. Meade, been a big power threat as well, time called. Looks like there's a pitch comm violation, actually, or something here. I think we got a pitch comm violation on the pitcher Baz. Baz facing Meade. Here's the pitch, and Meade takes a strike right in there. And here we go. I want to check here. Did they call it a pitch comm violation? No, they did not. So that's the first pitch of the at-bat. Time was called, so it'll be 0-1. Baz sets. Here comes the 0-1 to Meade. Right in there, called strike 2, and it'll be an 0-2 count. So 0-2, immediately 0-2, 2 outs. Hopefully Meade can keep the inning going somehow. Maybe even take a ball. That'd be nice. Just do something to get the inning going. Don't let him finish the inning in 10 pitches in the first. Got to work his pitch count. The pitch, and Meade grounds this one right up the middle. Second baseman Jackson dives for it, but it's up the middle for a base hit to the center fielder Cowser. And Curtis Meade will keep this inning going with a single to center field. So the Nationals needed that. They keep this short inning going. There's a runner on base, and that'll bring up C.J. Abrams, who's the king of RBIs right now. Can he get another one? So it'll be C.J. as Meade takes his lead away from first. Baz. Shaking off a couple times. Now he comes set. Doesn't even look at Meade here. Not really a threat to go, though. First pitch to C.J. C.J. takes a knuckle curve high, ball 1 at 83, and it'll be a 1-0 count. That one was high in the zone. Now it's a 1-0 count to Abrams, who's hitting .292 with 9 home runs. Been one of the best offensive short stops there is right now. Here's the pitch to C.J. C.J. swings and misses at a low and in cutter, and that evens the count up at 1-1 as he took a big hack there. So to be a 1-1 count, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Baz sets. Here comes the 1-1 to Abrams. Abrams takes a fastball high, and that'll make it a 2-1 count. Abrams last year really liked the high pitch. He hit that home run. I think they said it was the highest pitch of the StatCast era. Hit for a home run last year. Interesting fact there. Just a little nugget of baseball knowledge. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And Abrams swings and grounds this one foul. First base side, and that'll make it 2-2. He was days early on that 83 miles an hour knuckle curve. It was way too early. So it looks like the first base side's pretty filling up here in D.C. Got a filled, at least first section. Behind the plate looks decently filled in the Terra Club, right behind home plate. Baz sets. Here comes the 2-2. He'll go back over to first to get Meade. The tag is not in time applied by Alonso, so that's the first pickoff, and Meade's back in safely. So first disengagement by Baz means nothing. Just keeping Meade honest, who might have been getting too big of a lead there by the opinion of Shane Baz. Baz sets. Here comes the 2-2 to CJ, the pitch. Abrams swings, and this one is popped up to shallow right, going out to the second baseman Jackson. Jackson calling for it. He makes the catch in shallow right field. So that'll end the inning. Jeremiah Jackson able to make the catch to end the inning. So one hit in the inning, one man left on base. It's Meade after his hit. So through one full inning, it's the Orioles nothing, the Nationals nothing as we head to the second inning. Wow. Just missed barely 2 home runs. First, Wood almost goes yard on the first pitch of the game. Then Garcia Jr. pulls that one just foul that could have been gone. Just missed 2 of them. So it's going to be Pete to lead it off for the Orioles, a guy the Nationals are definitely familiar with as he was with the Mets for the last few years of his career. That's where he made his money. Now he's going to try to make his money with the Orioles, become an Orioles legend as well as a Mets legend. I don't know if he's going to go down in the history books as a legend with the Mets. I mean, you got a lot of guys to live up to if you want to be a legend with the Mets. You got Darryl Strawberry in the history books there. Just one example, a lot of guys. And, of course, you got Jeff McNeil, an absolute Mets legend. Absolute legend. No one will ever forget Jeff McNeil. So we'll head top 2. It's going to be Alonso, Basallo, and O'Neill. If you get out Alonso, I feel like the rest of the inning's pretty easy. Basallo, just a power guy, and then O'Neill, just get him to ground out. That's your best bet. Little will work. A second inning. Can Little go 5 today? That's my question, everybody. Can Zach Little go 5 innings? You gotta wonder, can he go 5? A guy who, when he's coming out of the pen for PJ Pullen or Richard Lovelady, he only goes 3 or 4 innings. So can he go 5 when he's in a starter role? Do you think he can go 5 innings? We already got 4 likes on the stream. Let's go, everybody. Thanks for hitting that like button and helping me out just a little bit, and all the viewers who are already on the stream. And there we go. Another subscriber. Thank you so much to subscriber number 233. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Climbing up on 240 now as Little sets. First pitch to Alonso is just outside with a slider, and that'll make it a 1-0 count. So 1-0 to Alonso, the big power hitter. Little, the pitch. Alonso swings and hits this one off his foot. Oof. He hits a foul ball off his foot that went onto the playing field, but Alonso has to limp it off for a second, make sure he's okay. So to make the count 1-1. Alonso, a big power threat, always a power threat against the Nationals when he was with the Mets. Now, just as much of a threat now that he's with the Orioles. Every year the Nationals do play the Orioles both at home and on the road. It's the Beltway Series. They'll probably play them sometime in the summer on the road as Little comes set. It'll be a 1-1 pitch here to Alonso. The 1-1. Alonso swings and misses at a fastball outside part of the zone at 92 miles an hour. This will be a 1-2 count. Little comes set. Here's the 1-2 count. Alonso fouls this one back. Good one on Camille, sort of an emperor wears no clothes kind of thing. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. C. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight with me for the Beltway Series edition, part 1. Thanks so much for tuning in. So to be a 1-2 count here, the pitch. Alonso swings and drives this one to deep right center, going back as wood to the track. He makes the catch, a step onto the track. Alonso almost went oppo taco with that one to right center. He misses it, though, and flies out to James Wood. So that's out number 1. Now the flyouts, they're barreling these. They barreled the one out to Young. They barreled 2 out to Young, actually, and Alonso just barreled that one up. So 3 huge swings off a Little, who gives up a lot of home runs. So we've talked about a lot. Here's the lefty Basallo DH. First pitch, check swing. No, says third base umpire May. It'll be a 1-0 pitch, as that ball was low anyway. Basallo, 277 average, 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Basallo takes outside, and that'll make it a 2-0 count. One out. Top 2. So it'll be a 2-0 pitch coming. I feel like he'd go to the fastball here, the pitch. And that is high, ball 3 with a slider, and that'll make it 3-0. So now you got to go fastball. Just throw a fastball in the zone. Anything in the zone would be helpful here. Just get a strike in there to Basallo. He probably won't swing on 3-0. There's a lot of hitters who maybe have the 3-0 light, and here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball. This one is foul. Back, and it'll be 3-1. Wow. I did not know that. I did not know he had a 3-0 light. It'll be 3-1. I wonder if it were summer, how many of those 3 would have gone out. That is my question, too, as we're going to get a 3-1 pitch. Basallo called strike 2 in there with a fastball. A little low and in, but gets the call. I think at least the Alonso one's probably out, and the Rutschman one is probably out, because they both got barrels on it. The first one by Henderson, he really didn't hit it as hard, only about 10 feet in front of the fence. The 3-2 down low, ball 4, and Basallo draws a walk here with 1 out. So now there's a runner on first with 1 out. That'll bring up Tyler O'Neill as a contact, and it's got a little pop hitter. But Basallo, who's not a threat to run, DH-catcher combo, not a threat to run at all. So he'll take his lead away from first, but I say that, he gets a tiny lead away, though. First pitch to O'Neill, right in there, called strike 1 with a slider, and it'll be an 0-1 count. It's the big question with the Nationals is, Little, can you limit the home runs tonight? If he limits the home runs, he's golden. For at least 4 or 5 innings. If Little can't give up home runs, he's golden. The 0-1 is inside, and it'll be a 1-1 count. So I do have some shout-outs to give in the middle of the second inning. Just a reminder here, shout-outs coming up. So it'll be a 1-1, 1 out. Little sets. He waits. Once again, Basallo's not really a threat to go, the 1-1. And this one is crushed out to deep left field. Going back as left fielder Lyle to the track. He makes the catch a couple steps from the wall. So that's out number 2 in the inning. Another barrel to deep left field. Little saved by the wind and the weather tonight. Bombs are being hit off of him, and none of them have got out. That one sent Lyle to the wall, and then he had to run back in for a couple steps and make the catch on the track. So that'll bring up Colton Cowser, the center fielder, 171 average, no home runs. But they have found Little immediately with some barrels. First pitch to Cowser is outside, ball 1 with a fastball. So now I make a better opinion on Little and maybe refine the statement I just made. Instead of limiting the home runs, limit the barrels because they just barreled 2 pitches in this inning. Here's the 1-0. This one is check swing. Did he go? No, says third base umpire May once again. So not really getting the swing calls at all tonight. No one's been rung up by an umpire over at third or first. No one's even been confirmed at third or first at all for a swing. It's a little back on the rubber. He checks on Basallo this time. Now he comes set. The 2-0. This one is high, ball 3 with a fastball, and that'll make it 3-0. You don't really want to get Zach Little down to a 3-0 count either. That would not be good at all. 3-0 count, that has an absolute 100% chance to get a barrelable pitch here. Unless you want to walk him. Then Little probably walks him. And he walked Basallo earlier off the 3-0. That's going to be outside ball 4 with a sinker. And Little has walked 2 batters in this inning, and he sends Basallo over to second. So it seems like his second inning is going to be the one to give him his trouble, not the first inning. Usually, we can rely that it's going to be the first inning. We can rely on the fact that we need to bring in a reliever for the first. Maybe let Poulin start the game or Lovelady. But this time, Little has trouble with the second inning. Can't really do much about that. You can't put him back in the game. That's right in there, called strike 1 to Mayo, the third baseman. Kobe Mayo only hitting 174. He has runners on first and second. Here's an uh-oh from Mr. C. Yep. An uh-oh as well. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, and that'll make it a 1-1 count. 2 batters walked, and he's having trouble in the second inning. Once again, you can't do much about that. If we could put pitchers back in, why don't we go Little first inning, Poulin second inning, Little third inning, Poulin fourth inning. Complete opposites of pitchers. The 1-1 coming. This one is swung on and it's popped up. Into foul ground goes the first baseman Mead. He's going to check on it, but it's going to get out of play, and it'll be a 1-2 count. So that makes it a 1-2. So there's a runner in scoring position over at second, but as well, there's 2 outs. But Mayo, a big guy, has some power, but Little also has some power in his breaking balls. Tonight's giveaway at Nationals Park was also a hot dog hat, so maybe a lot of fans came out for that. A bad day to be a hot dog. It's a bad day to be an Orioles hitter. That's what. Time called by the hitter, Mayo, who'll take a timeout and step out, take a deep breath, and get back in. You've got a lot of Orioles fans as well in the stands, because Orioles coming to a Nats game is not that far of a drive. This is a time when you can follow your favorite team on the road during this rivalry weekend. The 1-2, high ball 2 with a fastball, and then it'll make it a 2-2 count. This is the time where you can follow your team. All this weekend, you're going to have close teams playing each other. Cubs, White Sox, Rockies, Diamondbacks, Rangers, Astros. You can follow your favorite team this weekend. Chances are, if they're on the road, they're near you. The 2-2. Swing and a miss at the slider. Zach Little sets down Kobe Mayo. Strikeout number 1 for Littell, and he gets out of the second inning with that nasty slider. No hits in the inning. 2 runners left on base after 2 walks. No hits or no runs. We'll head to the bottom of the second now. It's still the Orioles 0, the Nationals 0 as we head to the second. Wow. Now there's been 4 potential barrels here in this game, with Henderson, Rutschman, Alonso, and O'Neill all absolutely catching a barrel and sending it out to the deepest part of the ballpark. Mayonnaise, there's a good one. Set him down and make him mayonnaise. Kobe Mayo is set down, right back into his jar. The mayonnaise put right back into the jar. He is sent right back to the bench. There you go, and we'll head to bottom second. It's going to be Lyle, House, and Vivas. So today, since Mr. C is here, he will understand this. The fear I had when Zach Kent was sent down today. Zach Kent was sent down, and I saw the headline, and it only said Kent was set down. The first thing that went to my mind was, please don't tell me that we called Can of Cornelio up back to the big leagues. That guy can stay down in AAA for another couple of months. Let us get our steam off, let us forget the moment, and then call him back up. Because that was one of the worst outings I've ever seen. And I've seen some pretty bad outings. He couldn't throw a strike during that time. So once I saw that Ken was sent down, it was Andrew Alvarez called up So could see Alvarez pitching in this game because usually when the Nats call a guy up from Rochester, they usually have him pitch that day. No, yes, he was not called up. Riley Can of Cornelio was not called up. I hope that he never gets called up until maybe August or maybe even September call-ups you can bring him up. But not now. Let us get our steam off first before you go calling up the pitcher that we probably consider our least favorite pitcher right now. So Dalen Lyle has been doing absolutely amazing here so far in May, especially over that streak. Last series, the pitch to Lyle. Lyle swings and drives this one to deep right center. Going back as a center fielder, Cowser, and that one is off the wall. Lyle's headed to second. He's going to be into second with a stand-up double. Dalen Lyle here in the bottom of the second has a double to lead off the inning. So Dalen Lyle, it's not that he's a Louisville slugger. He's a slugger in general. Dalen Lyle with a double to the gap. Thought that one might get out. Got an absolute barrel on Baz. Barrel and Baz for a double. Here in the bottom of the second inning, the Nationals are in business. So Lyle's on second, and that'll bring up Brady House. Here's the pitch to House, and this one is grounded to the shortstop. He makes the play. Henderson goes over to first. The throw is in time for the out. Lyle will stay at second. Won't go anywhere. So that's out number one on the ground out to the shortstop, Henderson. So that's out number one. So now to be Jorbit Vivas. Friends don't let friends drive drunk or call up Can of Cornelio. Yep. We need to remember that quote. Friends don't let friends drive drunk or call up Can of Cornelio. The pitch to Vivas. Vivas takes a knuckle curve inside and it'll be ball one. Do not call up the Can of Cornelio. And just a reminder, forgot to do it last happening. So shout out to my grandparents and my Uncle Robert, Grandmom and Grandbob. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching tonight's MLB game, the 1-0. Vivas takes a fastball upstairs. Thank you to you three for coming in and tuning in to the Nationals and the Orioles. Thank you for listening and enjoying the game. Once again, that's Grandmom, Grandbob, and Uncle Robert. Baz comes set. Brings his hands around kind of his chest a little bit, and then he goes to the plate. The pitch to Vivas. Low with a knuckle curve, and I'll make it 3-0. So Baz having similar troubles to what Little had in the second, barrels and ball trouble. Love this comment. Friends don't let friends drive drunk or call up Can of Cornelio. Now Baz will turn over and throw over to second, but back in safely as Lyle without even a dive. Henderson had to cover the bag, but he's fine, so it's a 3-0 count. Might as well make him pick over. Just another throw that he made, and it's not a pitch. He's at 20 pitches here in the second. The 3-0. Vivas takes upstairs, ball four with a fastball, and Shane Baz lets a 4-pitch walk-off after the ground out in the double. So that puts runners on first and second now for Drew Millis for an RBI opportunity. With Lyle over at second, can Millis be able to drive in the run? The offensive position of the catcher, defensively, the catchers have not been good for the Nationals. They're not good with the ABSs, they're not good at blocking, and they're not good throwers. But offensively, they've been pretty good. And that's low ball one with a knuckle curve, and it'll be 1-0. They've been pretty decent offensively. Ruiz and Millis just starting to hit again. They had a good streak last week. This week, couldn't really find it much in Cincinnati, but maybe they're back home. They can find it again. The 1-0 to Millis. Millis takes a knuckle curve right in there, called strike one, and that'll make it a 1-1 count. Get a catcher who's splitting time, and you got two similar hitters, too. You got Millis, who has some pop, but at the same time, incredible pop from Ruiz, but he's just got to get it going. Ruiz, batting average low, but when he finds it, he finds it. Here's the 1-1 to Millis. And Millis swings and grounds this one to the pitcher, Baz. He's going to flip it up to the first baseman in time on the 3-1 ground out. Both base runners will move up one bag. So now there's runners on second and third. Vivas heads up to second. Lyle goes to third, and now there's runners on second and third with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Jacob Young, who previously was hitting in the 5-hole and the 3-hole. So he'd been hitting out of those positions against lefties and some righties, but now he's back in the 9-hole. Maybe that is just a thing they do against lefty pitchers, let Young hit in the 5-hole, because he does well against lefties. So 2 outs, runners on second and third. Lyle starting to get his lead, Vivas as well. And it'll be a righty-righty matchup here with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Baz sets. First pitch to Jacob Young. Young swings and fouls this one back, and it'll be 0-1. That one out of play. Should immediately be an 0-1 count. So I'm wondering, is this a one-night thing, or the Nationals going to wear the cities tomorrow? Nationals going to wear these jerseys tomorrow. Are we going to see the military-themed uniforms all weekend? Or is this a one-night thing for the hot dog, or maybe for the military event? These uniforms that have some military theme. The 0-1. Young went for a ball low and out, but the first base umpire, Conroy, says he did not go, so that'll even the count at 1-1. Looks like he did go for a pitch low and out, but on the replay, it did look like he went, but first base umpire didn't think so. So Baz sets. Hands kind of behind his back a little bit with runners on base. The 1-1 to Young. Young swings and fouls this one first base side, and I'll make it 1-2 now. So now it's a 1-2, 2 outs. Got to get the hit here. Don't want to leave runners in scoring position. I feel like with Baz is the only guy this weekend where if you don't score a run, it's probably okay, because chances are they'll get another run and another chance. A lot of hot dog costumes out there for the hot dog celebration. A lot of hot dog costumes, hats. Here's the pitch to Young. Young swings, caught by the first baseman, Alonso. A line drive right at Pete Alonso. He just snags it. It was hit hard towards the second base gap, but caught by Alonso. Just nabbed it, and that will end the inning. So 1 hit in the inning. They leave 2 with the walk as well, and we'll head through to the top of the third. After 2 innings, it's still Orioles 0, Nationals 0 as we head to the third. It's going to be Jeremiah Jackson to lead it off, and then Gunnar will be after him, and Taylor Ward for the Orioles in the third. Both pitchers giving up hits. They're letting up walks, but this is a pitcher's matchup so far through 2 innings. Somehow, neither team has been able to score. How do you do that? They're barreling it. They're doing well. They just can't score runs. They can't string them together, really. Will they be able to later in the game? At least the Nationals will be able to, hopefully. Little will head out there for a third inning. They are going to start facing him for a second time, though, in the third inning, so I could expect maybe a little bit more scoring in the third, maybe. Hopefully Little can hold him, though. 2 times through the order, you hold him, I'm fine. So like 4 innings is all we could use. Sounds like it was a good hit, just didn't get a good placement. Yep, he hit it just a few steps away from Alonso. Alonso didn't even need to take too many steps. He was able to take a drop step and nab it with his glove. It was hit hard. It was a good barrel. He got a good piece of it. Just hit it right towards Alonso. Little, though, has been absolutely barreled to the wall at least 2 or 3 times here. Now, so far it's 4 times. 3 times they've almost been home runs that just didn't get out. And I think the reason of that is because it's May. This is July. Little's already given up 3 runs. And maybe more because there's other balls that they hit. It's all flyouts so far, and then 1 ground out and 1 strikeout through 2 innings. Little will step out for his third inning of work. He called his own pitch to start the inning to face Jackson, the second baseman. He sets. First pitch to Jeremiah Jackson. Swung on, lined. Caught by the third baseman House on a 1 hop, and he fires it over in time for the out. What a play by Brady House. Makes the play off a 1 hop, and then fires it over to first base in time for the out. Brady House has not been the best infielder this season. Shows off with a bit of a gem for out number 1 here in the third. Brady House making a nice play. A little bit of a makeup for all the errors he's made in the past few games. So it'll be Gunnar again here. First pitch to Gunnar. Low ball, 1 with a fastball, and that'll be 1-0. That one, same kind of situation. Jackson got a good piece of it, but just grounded out. House made an amazing play that time. What a play there. Little sets. The 1-0 to Henderson, and Henderson swings and grounds this one. Foul down the first base line. It'll be a 1-1 count. Was early on that fastball, so that'll even up the count at 1-1. 1-1, 1 out. Little gets his sign. He comes set. Millis called it there. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Henderson, and Henderson takes low with a splitter. That one was in the dirt. That'll make it a 2-1 count with a 1 out. Little comes set. He's working with 1 out and no runners on. Here's the pitch to Henderson. Henderson gets a pitch, and he just gets under this one, hits it out to shallow center. Going out to the shortstop, Abrams. Coming in is Young. It's going to be Young to come on and make the catch for out number 2. So Little's really pitching to contact here in the third. A decently low pitch count, at least 37 pitches into the third inning. But they haven't really been able to score a run yet. So now to be Taylor Ward, the left fielder, who grounded out to the shortstop. Abrams back in the first. Little sets, he delivers to Ward, and that is inside ball 1 with a slider, and that'll make it a 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 outs. Little steps back on the rubber. He's wearing a red long sleeve under his jersey. I'll have to check what the temperature was at first pitch. In DC, the pitch is swung on, grounded. Abrams will let that one this time go up the middle. That'll be a base hit. No dive attempt there. That one was up the middle, and Taylor Ward has a base hit with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Taylor Ward getting on the hit column with a base hit. So Ward's now on base, and that'll bring up Adley Rutschman, who's been raking so far in his season. He said, I didn't really get too much chance to say it because of how quick the at-bat was. He's having limited ABs. He had limited ABs after an injury early on in the season. First pitch to Rutschman. Right in there, called strike 1 with a fastball, and it'll be 0-1. Just pumps it in the zone there. 0-1, 2 outs. Rutschman already 6 home runs. Realistically, could Rutschman be an all-star, though? Could he be the all-star catcher for the AL side? Could he evenly start? Little will throw over to first, but back in on a dive safely is Ward. Little just checking on him there. Nationals Park really starting to fill up, actually, here. Because you got mixed fans. You got Orioles fans and Nationals fans. So we got a filled ballpark here. Little sets. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Rutschman. Rutschman, check swing. Yes, he did. That was a sword swing from Rutschman. Little able to induce the sword, and that'll make it an 0-2 count. Rutschman wears number 35 for the Orioles, whose road gray uniforms have orange and black trim, inscripted Baltimore across them. This would be 0-2. Little steps back onto the rubber, and he comes set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1 with a fastball. Way outside there, and that'll make it a 1-2 count. 1-2, 2 outs. 42 pitches for Little now. Once again, only 4 innings, I'm fine. I feel like now that we have Alvarez, a good lefty out of the pen, I'd like to see him tonight. 4 innings from Little. Get 3-4 innings from Alvarez, who is a converted starter, and he likes going deeper into games. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball foul third base side, and we'll do 1-2 again. On the move was the Ward, the left fielder. He was on the move, so I don't think they're going to send him again. Sending him 2 pitches in a row, almost suicide. Could not see him being sent again. So 1-2, 2 outs. Little comes set. The 1-2 coming. The pitch. High ball 2, and that evens the count up at 2-2. That sweeper didn't touch the zone. To be 2-2, 2 outs. So runner on first. We got a deuces situation here in the top of the third. Rutschman, the lefty switch hitter, facing Little, the righty. The 2-2 goes back over to first. Back in safely is Ward. So it'll be just a first disengagement by Little. Or I believe that's the second, actually. Had one earlier on in the AB. He did. He checked on Ward early on. But now he has a 2-2 count still on Rutschman, the catcher. The 2-2. Swing! And a miss on an outside fastball at 93 miles an hour. Strikeout number 2 for Little. And he puts away Adley Rutschman and keeps him now at 0-for-2 on the day. So Little's through 3 innings scoreless, something he probably was capable of doing, but he didn't do early on in the season. Now he does. So 1 man left on base after 1 hit. We will head to the bottom of the third. It's now still the Orioles 0, the Nationals 0 as we head to the bottom of the third. It'll be for the Nationals, the top of the order, so Wood, Garcia Jr., Mead. I'd like to see Wood get another barrel opportunity. I would really like to see Wood absolutely barrel one for the first pitch of the bottom of the third. Or maybe wait for one. Wait for a good pitch. Wait for his pitch. That would be great. Just a nice barrel here from James Wood. He just didn't get it out back in the bottom first. So it's going to be Wood, Garcia Jr., Mead. Garcia Jr. also had that foul ball, so maybe we get two. Two would be nice here. 2 home runs. Do what we did in Cincinnati for Game 1. Have them go back-to-back. Then, of course, when we went back-to-back, later Lyle hits a home run. And then later Garcia hits another home run. And then later House hits a home run. Then, of course, Lyle comes back up and hits another home run. Then, of course, the next day, Lyle hits another home run. So his home runs galore. First 2 games of the series, but maybe not Game 3. Let's not talk about Game 3 for a little while. Not the best series for the Nationals. Not the best outcome they could have asked for. But they worked hard. And Joey Wiemer got to pitch at one point. So good for Joey. And, of course, he's Joey Dominican Republic. Joey Dominican Republic faced off with the Reds, and Joey Dominican did not win it. So showing the home run graph of what would have happened if it was actual conditions and calm conditions for James Wood fly out, and it'd be a home run if it was calm conditions. There's a little bit of wind here tonight. First pitch to James Wood. Wood takes a sinker in there called strike one. That one looked a little low and inside, but it'll be 0-1. So you got decent winds coming in at 3.6, blowing in from center field, or blowing in from left center, I'd say. So we're getting winds keeping the balls in the park, the 0-1. Wood takes a cutter inside, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Baz comes set now at the belt. Here's the pitch to Wood. Wood swings and hits this one off of Baz's leg, right to the shortstop Henderson. He fires in time to get a jogging James Wood out at first. It looks like Baz is okay. That one hit off of his leg, right to the shortstop Baz. So he hits this one hard, and it goes off of Baz's leg. Sets out number 1, and now it'll be Louis to face Baz, the righty. First pitch to Luis Garcia Jr. Garcia swings and drives this one to deep left, going back his Ward. He will make the catch just a couple steps in front of the track, and that's out number 2. Garcia really had to poke to hit that one, though. He had to poke out and touch it out to the left field. Can't get it to go all the way. So there's immediately 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. So to bring up Curtis Mead. He's 1 for 1 with a single in this game. Had a single up the middle. 2 outs. Baz sets the first pitch to Curtis Mead. Swinging a ground ball. This is at the third baseman. Charging his Mayo. Throw is in time to get Curtis Mead for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Baz. Set down quickly. The Nationals cannot get anything going. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We're done with 3 here from DC of the Beltway Series. We'll head to the 4th. Still Orioles 0, Nationals 0 as we head to the 4th inning. It'll be Alonso, Basallo, and O'Neill for the Orioles in the 4th inning. Now the question is, what can the Nationals do defensively to respond to these barrels? Little is getting barreled up, but they're just making the play each time. The wind is really saving Zach Little right now, making a game that shouldn't be a pitcher's matchup into a pitcher's matchup somehow. I don't even know how that makes sense, but it does. A pitcher who should not be in a pitcher's matchup, 2 pitchers who shouldn't be involved in a pitcher's matchup, are in a pitcher's matchup. Yeah, let's get the world record. How many times can we say the word pitcher's matchup in a pitcher's matchup sentence? Alonso here, he had a barrel out to right. He went Apo Taco, just couldn't get it out. Nationals have been saved by the wind a few times, but at the same time, a few of theirs have been knocked down by the wind. Pick your poison, because both will happen. Pick your poison, even though both will happen. Hope everyone's having an absolutely great evening. Be sure to like and subscribe. Help us gain subscribers. We're getting closer and closer to the goals I have. Originally, the original goal was just 100. Now we're at 233 subscribers. But thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in to District Nation for tonight's broadcast of the Beltway Series between the Orioles, the Nationals, as we'll head to the fourth inning in just a moment. Pete Alonso, big, powerful hitter. Can he get done what he needs to do, or is Little going to be able to hold him down as we head to the fourth? Here we go. Got a lot of fans still kind of streaming into Nationals Park or just coming up and down. If you didn't notice, so my personal favorite section, I was at the game last Thursday. My favorite section in Nationals Park is first pitch from Little to Alonso is right in there, called strike one with a slider. My favorite section there is the 300s because, especially behind home plate, everyone there has a scorebook, and that's just awesome. Everyone there is enjoying the game. Here's the 0-1. Alonso takes a sinker inside, and that'll make it 1-1. Everyone knows the game with intense knowledge. Everyone knows what they're talking about. Everyone enjoys it. And they all have their scorebooks out. The 1-1 to Alonso, swinging a foul back, and now we'll do 1-2. Just barely nicked that one straight back. Fourth inning of work for Little. I enjoyed sitting up there because I had my little Bob Carpenter fan scorebook out. And they were having fun. Here's the pitch to Alonso. Swinging a foul back, we'll do 1-2 again. That's the Nats fans for you. Yep. Nats fans, especially in the 300 section, everyone's got a scorebook out. And you got a lot of significantly older fans up there, too. And now it'll be a 1-2 count. Just saw the second part of the message, and Alonso fouls this one first base side again. Wandering in 1/3 of the way through. Yep, that's Nationals fans. A little bit late, but they're there. And that's what they say to their friends when they get the game. At least they're there. Little comes set. He's at 50 pitches now here in the fourth. Here's the 1-2 to Alonso. Low ball to the sweeper, and it'll be a 2-2 count. Little generally has been playing with fire this entire game by giving up all these barrels. Just non-hits, just barely getting saved by his field. Been playing with fire. When will that fire erupt? And can he hold it down? Maybe he can be the one to hold it down for a few innings. The 2-2. Alonso takes low with a fastball, and that'll fill up the count to 3-2. But Nationals fans do wander in 1/3 of the game through a lot. And I'm wondering here what the count of attendance will be at the end of this game. I'm going to guess somewhere in the 20,000s. Maybe 30,000s even. Here comes the 3-2 to Alonso. Swing and a foul back, and we'll do 3-2 again. 3-2 once again. Top four. It's an 8-pitch at-bat for Alonso. Alonso doesn't work at-bats usually, but he's going to work one. A lot of fans are here. Even up in the 400s, you're getting a few fans. So filling up quite a bit, at least on the first base side. On the Nationals dugout side. It'll be another 3-2. The pitch to Alonso. Swinging a fly ball. Same distance out to right center. Going back is Wood, and Wood will make the catch on the track for out number Wood. Out number Wood, out number one here in the top of the fourth. Another fly out to right for Pete Alonso, and that's out number one. Wow, another one. He continues to play with fire. Dancing around the fire here in the top of the fourth. Another barrel by an Orioles hitter. So it'll be Basallo now who drew a walk back in the second inning. Basallo will swing at the first pitch and swinging a fastball outside, and it'll be 0-1. Basallo's a big and muscular guy. 277 average, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs with an 823 OPS. Little will call his own sign. Now he comes set. Here comes the 0-1 to Basallo, and Basallo swings and drives this one. Left field side coming over as Lyle into foul territory, and Lyle will let this one go out of play, and it'll be 0-2. Go Nationals. Hey, Andres Woodward, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in to Andres, a usual Nats fan, coming in to enjoy the Beltway Series. Thanks for tuning in, Andres. Thanks to everyone who has tuned in so far or said hi in the chat. It's like a moth to the flame. Yep. Every time. This is that game. Little is doing that tonight. The 0-2. Low ball one with a sweeper. Every barrel is getting the moth closer and closer and closer. And I feel like each time the movement's getting slower and slower and smaller and smaller. At one point, will that movement push him right into the fire? When will that happen? Little sets. Good analogy, though. Here's the 1-2. Swing! And a miss at a fastball on the low and outside corner. Zach Little sets down Samuel Basallo for strikeout number 3. So Little really settling in now. Grabs himself strikeout number 3. A scoreless 4 for Little would be really nice. In any way, shape, or form, however he does it. Even if it means 1, 2, 3 innings or facing 7 batters and still somehow getting it done. Any way he's going to do it. The pitch to O'Neill is low ball 1 with a fastball, and it'll be a 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 outs. Alonso and Basallo both set down in a row. Little comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's low with a slider, and it'll be a 2-0 count. The appeal down. No, says first base umpire Conroy. So last time I watched the Nationals play with the starter strategy, they did it with Little, I believe, last time we called a game with it. The pitch is swung on, hit foul down first base side, and it'll be a 2-1 count now. Yes, it was with Pullen who went 2 innings, and then Little went 3.2. So if he gets this out, it's more than his outing on May the 3rd when he faced the Brewers. He gave up 1 run in that game. Here's the pitch, the 2-1. Swinging a fly ball. Deep left field, going back is Lyle to the track. He will make the catch on the track. So another barreled ball sends Lyle to the track, and that's out number 3. So Zach Little continues to be a moth to the flame and gets 2 more barrels that are caught on the track. So that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's still Orioles 0, Nationals 0. Now it's really unbelievable that this game has somehow stayed a scoreless game to the bottom of the 4th. Both teams are catching barrels and just doing amazing with barreling up balls. The last hit of the game was Taylor Ward back in the top of the 3rd. Hopefully the Nationals can break that streak. It'd be nice for the Nationals to get a hit. More dancing around the flame for Zach Little through his 4 innings of scoreless work. Maybe he'll come out for a 5th, or maybe we see Alvarez in the 5th inning. By this point, roll with him. It's working. Roll with him. Just keep rolling Little. Throw a little more fastball, Zach Little. It's going to be Abrams, Lyle, and House, 3 electric hitters. Abrams drives in the runs. Lyle's been hot lately, and Brady House is having a breakout season. 3 guys with a lot of upside this inning and for their season. A lot of upside for a few of them. It'll be bottom 4. Baz, same troubles as Little. They both give up a lot of barrels, and they both give up a lot of hits, and both of them are doing well tonight. Did we want that, though? Did we want an Orioles pitcher to do well? I wanted the Nationals to do well. I wanted their offense to just absolutely explode today, but that has not happened just yet. I'd like it to happen soon, if that's okay, with the Nationals to get the offense going. And I think my opinion matters. Just as a fan, that maybe if I say they need to score some runs, it'd be nice if they could score some runs. So it'd be C.J. Abrams, who has a bobblehead coming up, which is interesting. C.J. Abrams is going to get a bobblehead. It's in the red jersey. Okay, that's cool. A red C.J. Abrams bobblehead. Baz, first pitch to Abrams, and Abrams swings and drives this one to center field. That's a base hit. That's going to be a line drive. Base hit to Cowser, and C.J. Abrams has a knock here in the bottom of the 4th. So the Nationals starting to cook a little bit. C.J. Abrams leads off the inning with a knock, and that'll bring up Dalen Lyle, who's 1 for 1 with a double. So let's make it 2 for 2, Lyle, and maybe Abrams grab a stolen base. Send him to second. Send him to second, then you have a runner on second, no outs with Lyle up to the plate would be amazing. That situation set up as Baz comes set. Here's the pitch to Dalen Lyle, who swung at the first pitch last time, and he'll swing again and drives this one to right center. This one will get around. Abrams headed around second, headed to third. O'Neill gets it in quickly. That'll stop Abrams at third and stop Lyle at first. But 2 pitches in, and now the Nationals have a runner at third with no outs. And that'll bring up Brady House with a chance to drive at least 1 in. Dalen Lyle doing what he does best, getting hits. He's an offensive machine that way. Abrams was able to find his way to third on the play. He's a fast runner. Wasn't hit too hard into the gap, but found its way decently into the gap. So now the righty House will face the righty Baz with no outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth, no mound visit from the pitching coach for the Orioles. Maybe House can get a hittable pitch here. Baz sets. The pitch to Brady House. House takes a sinker low, and that'll make it a 1-0 count. 219 with 6 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Time to take it to the house. Yep, Mr. C says it best. Time to take it to the house and have a house party. Here's the 1-0. And House, swing! Fly ball to right field. This one is going to be played by O'Neill. Diving catch made by O'Neill. Abrams is going to be going home. He is safe. The throw was on a hop, and the catcher, Rutschman, made, and Tyler O'Neill diving to make that play probably wasn't the best decision. He had to make the catch, but he had to lay out as well. So O'Neill makes a nice diving catch. Gets a star in the scorebook. A diving catch by O'Neill. Abrams was able to tag up quickly, and that scores a run here in the bottom of the fourth, and the Nationals will take a lead. It's now the Nationals 1 and the Orioles 0. Here we go. N-A-T-S. Nats. Woo! And it's 1-0 Nationals. Lyle stayed at first on the play, and it'll be Vivas to hit. Goes back over to get Lyle over at first, but Lyle's back in safely on the pickoff attempt. So it's a 1-0 game after the Brady House sac fly. Now Vivas has a chance to drive in a run. Lyle's on first, and Vivas likes hitting balls down the line. So we can call that a house party. That drives in a run, and Vivas takes inside with a fastball, and it'll be 1-0. Comes a little low and in. We can call that a house party, Mr. C. Drives in the run, and that's all we needed. Just needed to drive in the run. Wasn't even a deep fly ball either. That was a shallow fly ball, and it drove in the run. Baz sets. Here's the pitch to Vivas. Vivas takes a knuckle curve inside, and that'll make it a 2-0 count. 2-0, 1 out. So they're on a lefty shift here with Henderson playing up the middle. Jackson plays a little bit up the middle as well towards second, actually. Middle between first and second. First baseman Alonso holds on the runner. Here's the pitch to Vivas, and Vivas swings and hits this one down the left field line, but this one will get foul. Or it's going to stay fair. Catch made by the left fielder, Ward. Thought that one would go foul, but that one, the catch was made for out number 2. So no one goes anywhere. Lyle stays at first. No hit for Vivas. Thought that one was foul, but Ward managed to make the catch in fair territory. Didn't realize that one stayed in. So there's 2 outs and a runner on first, and it'll be Drew Millis with a chance to drive in a run. One more inning, and Zach Little's the pitcher of record. Just one more inning. Millis, 176, has a bomb this season. Baz sets. First pitch to Millis, the pitch. And Millis takes a fastball that was called a ball, but it is in the zone, so it's going to get overturned. That one was in the zone, but they called it a ball. Adley Rutschman immediately challenged it. Here it is. The pitch is... It was a ball! Yes, the Nationals succeed! That one was inside by 0.3 inches, and it's a ball. The Orioles are going to lose their challenge here in the bottom of the fourth. The Nationals hold 2 challenges, and the Orioles only have 1. Agreed. And it sounds like O'Neill was lucky it didn't bounce past him. Yes, he's lucky. If he had missed that, it's probably a 2-0 game. I think if it bounces past, here's the pitch to Millis, and he swings and misses. Had a fastball up in the zone, that'll make it 1-1. If it does bounce past him, it's a 2-0 game because Lyle is at first, and Lyle is a hustler. Lyle had 11 triples last year. He likes hustling, especially from first to home. So if it bounces past him, center fielder Cowser's not near him. He's off on the races, and that'll be a knuckle curve low and in. Makes it a 2-1 count. A new ball will be put into play. So that one spiked a little bit. So 2-1, 2 outs. Bottom 4, the Nationals now hold a 1-0 lead. One more inning of little baseball, and we get ourselves a pitcher of record. Now Baz will go back into first. Lyle took a dive there. Has plenty of room, though. Was back in safely, easily, and had room to spare. 2-1, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 game, and yes, completely right. If O'Neill doesn't make the catch, it bounces past him, and it's a 2-0 game. Here's the pitch to Millis, and Millis lines this one left field line, but that one will go foul, and we'll do 2-2 now. Looked like that one may be fair for a second, but it wasn't. So we'll do 2-2 again, bottom four. Lyle will now take his lead. Lay away from first. Now he steps back to the bag, and he'll take another lead off. He wears a white sliding mitt, only one. A lot of players have been wearing two. I don't get that, why you would wear two sliding mitts. 2-2 pitch coming. Baz. Sets, he delivers. Millis swings and misses at a knuckle curve. Low and inside. And Shane Baz has a strikeout here in the bottom of the fourth. Strikeout number 2, and that'll end the bottom of the fourth inning. That ends the fourth overall. But the Nationals will get a run here. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and a runner left on base. Brady House is the one with a sacrifice fly to drive in the run. It's now the Nationals 1 and the Orioles nothing. So got another shout out here. Been notified I give another shout out. Once again, shout out to my grandparents, grandmom, and grandbob. Thank you for tuning in as you just made it here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Beltway Series on District Nation. Thank you for listening, and thank you for helping me out. I hope you enjoy tonight. And as well, thanks to Uncle Robert for listening. So we'll now head to the 5th. It'll be Cowser, Mayo, and Jackson for the Orioles. In the top of the 5th, Cowser drew a walk. Mayo struck out, and Jackson grounded out to third. Brady House made an amazing diving play to make the ground out happen. Hope you all like the new subscriber count as well, and over there somewhere on the screen. It has a smaller number, or smaller screen, but it just has the number, so it's easier to see, and it's easier to see when we gain a subscriber. Excuse me there, to step off for a second. We're back for the top of the 5th. Had to step off there. Just have a quick cough. Top 5 here from Nationals Park. It'll be Cowser, Mayo, and Jackson for the Nationals. You didn't know, just to make conversation here. The Nationals are playing. We're well into baseball season, but the NFL schedules were just released. The Commanders have to play Eagles at the Eagles week 1. Scary week 1 start. Little has worked 4 scoreless innings, only 1 hit given up. He'll work into the 5th, and he'll have the bottom of the order to face in the 5th. So we'll get going. I like these green hats. I didn't like them at the beginning, but I'm starting to appreciate them more. First pitching, Cowser swings and fouls this one third base side, and that'll make it an 0-1 count. Cowser, once again, he drew a walk back in the 2nd inning there. That was the inning where Little really had some struggles. 2 walks given up, but he managed to get out of it. 2 barrels in the inning as well, but he still managed the strikeout at the end. The 0-1, and that is just outside with a slider. That'll even up the count at 1-1. I am so glad Millis didn't challenge that. I thought for a second he would challenge it. Millis has been the type of guy to challenge a lot of pitches and not succeed a lot. Here's the pitch, and this one is swung on, and this is lined down the left field line, and that one is foul down the left field line, and now it'll be a 1-2 count. Lyle's going to flip the ball up to some fans who are calling for it. Should be 1-2. Cowser looks like he's getting a new bat here. Maybe he chopped his bat a little bit on that play. Oof to him. Top of 5. Umpire calling in Cowser to step up to the plate. Little comes set. The 1-2. Outside, ball 2 with a fastball, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. Just a bit low and out. Just missed it there. Don't think the umpire would have called that strike 3 anyway. A couple of years ago, I think that was outside anyway. I think the umpires have become more diligent in trying to be better umpires now that ABS is out there. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, fouled on the first base line, and we'll do 2-2 again. 67 pitches now for Zach Little. So I'll mention it here again. In interleague play, the Orioles have had a lot more experience in interleague play. The Nationals, they've had 12 games worth of it. They're 5-7. The Nationals are 4-2 in interleague play. The pitch is low, ball 3 with a splitter, and that makes the count 3-2. The Nationals are 4-2 in it. They played the White Sox and the Twins, so no reason why they can't have the 4 wins on the board. I saw one of the wins, in fact, with the Nationals playing the Twins. The 3-2. Swinging a line drive. First baseman Meade makes the pick. He's off his glove. He goes to first in time for the out, and that's out number 1 here in the 5th inning. So I was kind of quick calling that, but we'll give a quick recap here. That was a chopper down the first base line. Meade nabbed it, but it fell out of his glove. So that was hit hard by Cowser. Meade had it, and then it bounced out of his glove a couple steps over the foul line. Meade was able to recover and fired over to first to the pitcher, Little, to go cover the bag. So some good PFP practice there for Little. Had to get over to the bag. So now he'll face Kobe Mayo. Get back in your jar, Kobe Mayonnaise. Little sets. Now at 69 pitches, his first pitch to Mayo. That was a low slider called strike 1. Good call there by the umpire.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo!
Love that sound effect. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Low ball, one with a fastball, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. That slider was low, though. And we got Andrew Alvarez up in the pen for the Nationals. I thought so. As if they're going to call him up, might as well use him tonight. And I like Alvarez, a long arm. Went for some innings when he came out last time. So Little sets. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just outside and low, and that'll make it a 2-1 count. Yep, that is my favorite sound effect now that I've added to the soundboard. The Enrico Palazzo sound effect. This will be 2-1. 1 out. Little sets. He delivers. Swinging a ground ball foul down the third base line, and we'll do 2-2 now. 2-2, 1 out. Top 5. Little trying to become the pitcher of a record. Some way, somehow. It'd be great for him. Become the pitcher of record. Get a win on the board. Little. Come sit. Taps his toe a couple times. Clock winding down. Here's the 2-2. Just inside. Ball 3. Oh, it looks like it got him on the hand. Looks like it got Mayo on the hand. So he's going to take a hit by pitch here. Top 5. Butera's holding the play for a second. No challenge. So moving up to first is Kobe Mayo. Looking at the replay here. Looks like it did get him on the arm. So it got him just below the hand on the arm. So that's a hit by pitch. I think you'd send out Matthews here. Simon Matthews, give him a visit. Just talked a little. He might be a little rattled after that. Not for the hit by pitch, but the fact now he's working with a runner on. Working with a runner on is a lot harder than working with no runners on. That's been proven a lot. So Mayo's now at first. So Mayonnaise finds himself on first base. Little will now face Jeremiah Jackson, who grounded out to the third baseman House after making a diving play to get him out. Little sets. First pitch to Jackson. This one is low ball one with a slider, and that'll make it a 1-0 count. 1-0, 1 out. Jeremiah Jackson hitting .237, 6 home runs. Been a decent offensive player. Little sets. Here comes the pitch to Jackson. It is inside, ball 2 with a fastball, and that'll make it a 2-0 count. So 2-0, 1 out. Top of the 5th. Little. Come set. He's now working with Mayo on first. Not really a threat to go the pitch. Swinging a fly ball. This is going to be into foul ground. Millis going over. He's under it. Millis makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. So that one goes into foul territory. Millis stepped a few steps behind home plate and able to make the catch. And now there's 2 outs here at top 5. So trying to become the pitcher of record now, 77 pitches for Little. He'll face Gunnar Henderson, who's 0 for 2, with 2 pitches hit pretty hard for 2 flyouts to Jacob Young. Henderson hasn't really been able to get too much of a barrel, though. But he's also flying close to the fire here, facing Henderson. Outside with a fastball with the first delivery, and that'll make it a 1-0 count. So 1-0, 2 outs. 195 average for Henderson, 9 home runs. Those look like Joey Gallo stats to me. I use that reference a lot, though. Here's the pitch. Gunnar Henderson fouls this splitter back, and it'll be 1-1. 1-1, 2 outs. Or not back, really. He fouled that one. First baseline foul. This will be 1-1, 2 outs. Pitcher of record here would be great for Little. Just let him do it. But then, you got to hold that roll. You got to hold it. Little will throw back to first. Back in safely is Mayo. That's his first disengagement. Top of the fifth, 1-1, 2 outs. Little sets the pitch. Henderson swings and grounds this one hard down the first base line, but it'll be foul again, so that'll make it a 1-2 count now. 1-2, 2 outs. Getting out of this would be great for the Nationals. Little. Back up to the rubber. I think Mills is going to call this pitch here. Tell him what he needs to throw. Now, 80 pitches. I would not stretch him into the sixth. 85 pitches. Let's say he gets out of this quicker. 85 pitches, that's it. Maybe, hopefully, 81. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball. Deep right field. Going back is Wood. It's off the wall. Wood will play it off the wall. Mayo rounding third. He's going to stop there at third. And there you go. Henderson's into second with a double. Up to third is Mayo. And now there's 2 outs and 2 runners into scoring position. Gunnar Henderson finally got a pitch that he hit for a base knock. Mayo couldn't score on it, luckily. Mayo up to third, though, so now there's 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Good that you're staying hydrated. Maybe a long one tonight. Maybe you will. But at the same time, hopefully the Nationals can get out of this quickly. We can head to the bottom 5 and get some outs. So now Matthews quickly comes out to talk it over with his pitcher, Little. Just make sure he's doing okay. Make sure just one out to get. And he's going to do Taylor Ward, who's 1 for 2, a ground out and a single. Can Little get out of this scoreless? Stay the pitcher of record. Get that earning now. 268 average for Ward, 1 home run, and 12 RBIs with an 805 OPS. Little. Come set. First pitch to Ward. Ward takes upstairs with a slider and it'll be 1-0. 1-0, 2 outs. Top 5. Little steps back onto the rubber. He comes set. It's a righty-righty matchup. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a fly ball foul. First base side, and we'll do 1-1 now. So that one fouled off. Nationals really, really, really need to get an out here. Keep Little. Get him a win. Get Little a win. Little desperately needs it. He's been down in the dumps lately as a pitcher. The 1-1 is inside, ball 2. Ward jumped up in the air. Thought it might have gotten him for a second, but it did not. So it'd be 2-1, 2 outs. Ward, 1 for 2 on the day. Has a little bit of open stance. Step back stance, and he steps in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider at 89 miles an hour. And it'll be 2-2 now. 2-2, 2 outs. What a swing there by Ward just through the slider. Little sets. Charge the 2-2. High ball 3 with a slider, and that'll fill up the count. And it's 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs. You cannot walk him here, because if you walk him, Adley Rutschman is coming up with the bases loaded, and that means nothing but trouble. I would rather get the out here time called by Ward. So your options, you could walk him. That's the secondary here. The worst one to happen is probably Ward having a hit. Third and best is him striking out or out somehow, and then Alvarez comes in to make Rutschman switch sides from the batting order. The 3-2. Swinging a ground ball, fielded by House cleanly. He goes to first. In time for the out. The throw was high. Made me nervous there for a second. Brady House threw that ball just a bit high, but Meade able to make the catch and still stay on the bag. Or he had to jump, but he got back to the bag in time for the out, and that'll end the inning. The Nationals able to stay out of trouble, and they manage to get 3 outs, and Zach Little stays the pitcher of record. 2 hits in the inning, no runs, no errors, 2 runners left on base, so that's 1 hit, excuse me. That is 1 hit given up, so 2 hits total by Little on the day. Now we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's still the Nationals 1, the Orioles 0. It's going to be young Wood and Garcia Jr. Man, if you're a Nats fan, you know that House has not been great defensively so far. So when he made that throw, I was still crossing my fingers. Just make the throw it to first in time. It would not be good if he did not make that throw. If he had thrown that high or gotten away from him, I'd be very angry because that run is unearned, and Little still wouldn't be the pitcher of record because of it. I'd be very angry because of that. Looking at the poll here, got plenty of votes in here. Nationals lead the polls. Let's go. They lead the game and the polls. It's going to be 1-0 as we head to bottom 5. So I am thinking here, this Beltway Series game is eerily similar to a Beltway Series game from a few years ago now. It's not a couple years anymore. 2023 is now 3 years ago. That's crazy to me. I still remember watching those games, though. That's the thing. Still remember watching all those old games. So it was on May 7th, my birthday, that it happened. I believe that was the game. Or it was 2024, so it was 2 years ago. They won 3-0. It was a low-scoring game. Trevor Williams was on the mound. That was when Trevor Williams was still amazing during that streak. Cal Finnegan earned his 12th save of the game. But the offense there was unexistent for either team. Meneses singled in the 2nd, Rosario singled in the 7th, and Lipscomb singled in the 7th. 3 runs scored total. And the Orioles couldn't get anything going. So here's the first pitch from Baz to Young. That's in there, called strike 1. Right in there at 95 miles an hour with a sinker. It'll be 0-1 now. So that's how we get the bottom of the 5th going. Bottom 5, thanks to everyone who has already tuned in here for this Nationals game. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Young, and Young swings and grounds this one. Chopper to 3rd. He played bunt defense, fired to 1st in time to get a sprinting Young. Mayo made a nice play there. So Mayo was in bunt defense there. So he rushed to go get that ball that was not hit hard. He was able to rush up on it and fire it over to 1st in time. So that's out number 1. And that'll bring up James Wood, who's 0 for 2. Baz working into his 5th inning of work, only 47 pitches. There's the pitch to James Wood. Wood takes outside with a cutter. It'll be a 1-0 count. 88-mile-an-hour cutter there. Wood hitting .231, 12 home runs. Here comes the pitch to Wood. Wood takes low and in with a changeup. That'll make it a 2-0 count. How many walks did Little give up? Little had 2 walks on the day, plus a hit by pitch. In the 2nd, he had 2 walks to Basallo and Cowser, and in the 5th, he had a hit by pitch. So, not too much. He was efficient. Didn't give up too many free passes. The pitch to Wood. Cutter called strike 1, top part of the zone. Looked like it may have been a bat out of the zone, but they're going to call it. Thank you so much to that new subscriber. Now at 234. 3rd subscriber gained on the day. Thank you so much to that new subscriber. Thanks for tuning in. The 2-1. Wood swings and misses at a knuckle curve low and in. It'll be a 2-2 count now. 2-2, 1 out. A ground out by Young was the first out, but 2 walks given up, so not too many free passes handed out by Little. He was efficient. He had 80-some pitches. I believe it was 82. The 2-2 to Wood. Wood swings and flies it out to left, but this one's going to go out of play and foul. Had the home run speed, maybe not the distance, but it had some he had some barrel on that. Wood has been barreling up pitches all day long. And a catch made by a kid with a glove. He made the catch. Getting a lot of high fives from the Orioles fans around him. He is wearing an O's jersey. You got to catch a line drive by Wood. Good job to the kid. You probably caught a line drive over 100 miles an hour. The 2-2, check swing, 3rd base umpire. No, says 3rd base umpire May. Thought he went on that one. That looked like he went. That'll fill up the count to 3-2. Just barely didn't go. Baz sets. 3-2 coming to Wood, the pitch. Wood, called strike 3. on a low and inside knuckle curve. Not a good call there by home plate umpire Toonpain. Not a good call at all. That was low and in. Wood, you should ABS that. That was not a good call. You deserve this, Mr. Toonpain, home plate umpire.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo!
And if anyone wants to see that clip, full clip, that the clip is from, here's the first pitch to Louie, and Louie flies this one. Foul ground goes the third baseman Mayo. Just a few steps past the bag, he makes the catch in foul territory for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning worked for Baz. We are through 5 innings in D.C. The Nationals hold a slim 1-0 lead. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base for the Nationals in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. So if you want to see that clip, it is The Naked Gun is the movie it's from. Very old movie. A sequel just came out for it recently. But it is the Enrico Palazzo scene. He sings a very, very funny rendition of the national anthem. Probably the funniest rendition of the national anthem on TV. You want to watch that? Very funny clip. Extremely funny clip. So it's going to be Rutschman, Alonso, Basallo. So if Alvarez is coming into the game, he's going to have to face the heart of the lineup to start. That is not how I would want to start my day back up in the MLB5 facing the heart of a lineup. Not fun. Garcia only swung at one pitch there. He immediately flew out. So we'll head to the top of the 6th. Wondering here if they did have Alvarez coming yet. And here we go. Andrew Alvarez is going to come out of the pen for the Nationals in the 6th. So Alvarez will relieve Zach Little after 5 innings of good work. Little, I salute you. That was a good outing. Little had a good outing there, and now Alvarez will come in the 6th. And we know that Alvarez can work 2 or 3 innings out of the pen. Question is, how many will he work? So only 2 hits given up by Little. No runs. He had 2 walks and a hit by pitch and had 3 strikeouts on the day. But once again, he had a lot of barrels. That's the one thing. A crazy amount of barrels. That's the big thing for me, is that they were barreling him up. So just filled out his line, and there we go. Andrew Alvarez, the lefty, will face Rutschman, Alonso, and Basallo. I like these guys facing Alvarez. Alvarez is going to get a taste of the big leagues again. A good pitcher. He's experienced in the big leagues a little bit. Got some sniffs of starting last season. And now he gets bullpen work here in the 6th. He will work out of the wind. He makes Adley Rutschman turn around and hit from the right side as Alvarez into the wind. First pitch to Rutschman is low and in with a sinker, ball 1. It'll be a 1-0 count. Alvarez only 1 game and it was out of the pen, but it was a win. No ERA because of it. He struck out 31% of hitters he saw. No walks, the 1-0. Yes! Slider right in there called strike 1. It'll be a 1-1 count. Right in there. He goes a curveball, a 4-seamer, slider, sinker. 4-pitch guy, he attacks, the 1-1. Rutschman takes a slider in, and it'll be a 2-1 count. Alvarez wears number 54 for the Nats. Another interesting Nats nugget. When Andrew Alvarez debuted, a catcher debuted with him. C.J. Stubbs and Andrew Alvarez were called up for the same game, made their debut on the same day, and Alvarez got a nice start, the 2-1. Low and in ball 3 with another slider, and that'll make it 3-1. Alvarez treats it like a start, though. He's going to throw balls. He's going to throw strikes. He uses every pitch he has. When he's on the mound, he's going to treat it like he's a long man. I'd like him. Here's the 3-1. Swing a ground ball. This is to the shortstop, Abrams. Fielded cleanly. Goes to first. Picked out of the ground by Meade. In time for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. Good work by Alvarez to get the first out on the inning. So we'll head to the second batter of the inning. It's going to be Pete Alonso. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 flyouts. Both of them were hit hard, though. Going to the opposite field, the righty now he'll face the lefty Alvarez. First pitch is high with a fastball, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Little did very well in this game, though. He had a good outing. I salute him. Here's the 1-0. This one is low and in with a curveball, and it'll be a 2-0 count. Maybe Alvarez only works 1 or 2 innings today. I don't know. Maybe his pitch count maybe stays up a little high. Same time, I am fine with him getting his pitch count high and then facing 4 innings, 60 pitches. I'm fine with that. because he still worked 4 innings. Alvarez will work out of the wind here. He goes. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Alonso takes a slider in there, called strike 1. That makes it a 2-1 count on the outside part of the zone. Got to let Little catch his breath after 5 great innings of work, though. Here's the 2-1 to Alonso. Swinging a pop-up. This one into foul ground. House coming over. Gets under it in foul territory. He makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. So 2 outs now. 2 quick outs by Alvarez. 1 a ground out, 1 a fly out. There's 2 outs. And that'll bring up Samuel Basallo, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. So Nationals Park, it's getting darker and darker each inning. Now we got some blue skies left, but it's getting dark. The lights have been on since the beginning of the game. Bright stadium, though. Alvarez winds. First pitch to Basallo. Basallo will show bunt. Gets it down, but it goes foul, and it'll be 0-1. Went backwards, really, actually. It'll be 0-1. He got bat on it. Didn't really get it down. He got bat on it. Alvarez now at 10 pitches. I like watching pitchers' pitch counts, especially when they're coming out of the pen. I feel like that's important for relievers, at least, especially a guy like Alvarez, who uses his count. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at a sinker, and it's 0-2. So this is not a can of Alvarez tonight. This is a good outing from Alvarez. We're going to need a name for a good outing. If we're saying can of is a bad outing, and maybe something with Alvarez, something good with him. So time called here, some pitch confusion here from Alvarez and Millis. They're going to check on, make sure that both of them can hear the pitch. Millis was calling it. Alvarez says he can't hear it. I think Alvarez can't hear it. Umpire's going to come out and talk to him. I don't know what the problem is here. Hopefully Alvarez can hear it. Alvarez hearing the pitch is pretty important. I feel like Alvarez knowing what pitch is coming is important to him. This will be 0-2, 2 outs. So Mills will go back into his crouch. Alvarez into the wind. The 0-2. Low ball 1 with a changeup, and that makes it a 1-2 count. So tonight got a couple good sports. You got, of course, MLB Friday. Always fun to follow. But you also got some postseason basketball going on. We'll check up on some scores and such from all around the league. Coming up next. Swing! And a miss at the curveball. And Alvarez lets out a little yell. 1-2-3 inning from Andrew Alvarez in the top of the 6th inning. And the Nationals are going to have another good inning in the field. We'll now head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still the Orioles, nothing. And the Nationals with 1 run on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base in that inning. Good baseball being played by the Nationals right now. And Andrew Alvarez just adding to the fun. So we'll look at some other scores around the league, around MLB, and then we'll check on other sports as well. And of course, we might even look at college baseball if anyone feels it's necessary at some point. So it's going to be the Pirates have a 7-3 lead over the Phillies. The Blue Jays currently beating the Tigers 2-1. The Reds beating the Guardians 2-0. The Marlins are losing to the Rays 6-0. The Rays have a lead, and they're at home in their same stadium that was recently rebuilt. The Brewers have a 1-0 lead over the Twins. The Braves currently beating the Red Sox 1-0. The Yankees beating the Mets in the Subway Series 3-0. The Cubs and the White Sox all knotted up at 1 in the top of the 3rd. The Rangers and the Astros just getting underway. Same with the Royals and the Cardinals. The D-backs and the Rockies will start at 8:40. And at 9:38 p.m. we'll get Dodgers Angels. And at 9:40 Padres Mariners. And Giants A's at 9:40 as well. That's all the things around the baseball world. And just to look quickly at some professional basketball around the NBA, we got Pistons having a 54-51 lead over the Cavaliers. I see that Little got his ERA down to 6.1. Yep. Honestly, Mr. C, better than his 6.94 at the beginning of this game. That was what was in the scorebook. Now it's 6.1. 0.8 points off. That's amazing. So it looks like Dan Coco and Kevin Franzen and Alexa Dat, the TV broadcasters, all got to meet Natty before the game. Natty is the team puppy for the Nationals, a cute mixed dog. Here's the first pitch to Curtis Mead in there, called strike 1 with a cutter. He's a mixed dog. He has some golden in him, but mixed puppy, a little tiny puppy. So he's going to be the puppy for the Nationals for a little while. It's awesome that the Nationals have a team pup. Here's the 0-1, and Mead will take outside with a cutter. All I got so far is awesomeness from Alvarez. You know what? That'll work for now. If he keeps his streak up where he's just doing that, where the 1-1 is in there, I mean, I'd say, so it's called strike two, the fastball. I'd say if he gets the win today, something with Alvarez, like all his wins or something. I don't know what we could do, but awesomeness from Alvarez is what we're going to do for now. Here comes the 1-2. High ball 2 with a fastball, and that'll make it 2-2. Baz out there for a 6th inning of work. A lot of starters seem to go long against the Nationals. Whether they're winning or losing, they go long. 59 pitchers for Baz. The Nationals this year haven't really worked up pitch counts on pitchers. They did that a lot in 25 and 24. 2-2 is outside, ball 3. Yeah, my logic on that, Baz has given up a run here. He's not a great pitcher. Why want to take him out? This Orioles bullpen, they have good pitchers too. You got the former Nat over there, Rico Garcia, who's been absolutely amazing. You don't want to see Garcia. Garcia's a good pitcher. A shame that he's good again. After leaving the Nats, once again, a pitcher becomes amazing. The 3-2, low and out, and Curtis Mead, the Australian, is going to draw the walk. So Baz lets up a walk to start the bottom of the 6th, and that'll bring up C.J. Abrams with a runner on first. So Mead being pretty successful here. 1 for 2 out of the leadoff spot, the 3-hole spot. Now this is Abrams, 295, 9 home runs, 36 ribbies, and a 9.23. He's been amazing. Here's the pitch to C.J. from Baz. C.J. takes inside with a fastball, and it'll be 1-0. Abrams would need one more to get into the double digits category of bombs. Baz comes set. Here comes the 1-0 to C.J., the pitch. And Abrams swings and grounds this one on a changeup, fouled on the first base line, and we'll do 1-1 now. So 1-1 bottom 6. Nationals holding a slim 1-0 lead, trying to hold on to it. Baz comes set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Abrams swings and fouls this one third base side, and we'll do 1-2. That one gets out of play. So do 1-2 now. Hope everyone likes this blueprint jersey. I wore it on the last stream, but I really like this jersey. Got it for my birthday game. It was a part of the birthday package. It was an amazing birthday. Absolutely amazing. Thank you also to the birthday wishes from different people. And back in safely's Mead. So we 1-2, no outs, bottom 6. Mead going to take a lead again after being thrown back. So here comes the 1-2. Baz sets the pitch. Swinging a foul again. So what's his first name? If you're talking about Alvarez, it's Andrew Alvarez. Andrew Alvarez. So we can use his first name when making a nickname too. It can be the first name or the last name, whichever we desire. So 1-2, Baz comes set. Here comes the 1-2 to CJ, the pitch. And CJ swings and just fouls a high pitch in on the hands. Was able to just kind of foul it down third base line. That one was hit way inside, and Abrams just threw his bat at it. Really, quite literally, just kind of swung his bat so he barely got a piece of it. Probably thought it'd be called strike 3 unless he swung at it. The 1-2, and Abrams takes a knuckle curve low and in, so it'll be 2-2. A new ball put in play. So to make it a 2-2 count. 2-2, bottom 6. Abrams wearing some neon green, or the green, camo green batting gloves to match his sleeves. Here comes the 2-2. Abrams swing and a fly ball to shallow center. Cowser didn't have to move too much, and Colton Cowser will make the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So to bring up Dalen Lyle, who's doing nothing but raking right now. He's 2 for 2. Caused Abrams to be able to go to third on his single in his first inning, or second inning, he had a double. Then in the 4th, he had a single that allowed Abrams to move up to third. And then House had the sac fly. So Lyle's seeing the ball well right now. Here's the pitch to Dalen. Here's the first pitch, and Lyle takes a fastball right in there, calls strike one with a fastball, and it's 0-1. Adley looked like he was going to pick over to first just for a second there, but he did not end up doing it. 272 average for Lyle, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. He had his home run total was 3 up to the series in Cincinnati, and then he hit 3 more. So he tied it within 3 days. Lyle swings, and a fly ball! Deep right field! This one is gone! Watch it fly, Dalen Lyle! 7th home run of the season. He's got more than his home run total from April in May, and it's only May 15th. Dalen Lyle goes yard here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Nationals apply an assurance run. It's 3-0 Nationals here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dalen Lyle is 3 for 3, and now we're on cycle watch. Dalen Lyle had a double in the 2nd, a single in the 4th, and a homer in the 6th. Dalen Lyle finds himself on cycle watch for the Nationals. We could be witnessing something cool here in house. Swings and misses at a cutter, and it's 0-1. Here we go. Got to do it as it's 3-0. N-A-T-S, Nats, 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 woo! And another, as we'll call this pitch in a second. After this, here comes the 0-1, and House swings and fouls it off on an 0-2. And here comes the next one, N-A-T-S, Nats, 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 woo! Dalen Lyle goes yard here in the bottom of the 6th. How about Triple A? Awesome Andrew Alvarez. Ooh, that's a good one. The 0-2 is low and out with a knuckle curve. So it'll be a 1-2 count. That is a good nickname. That's a good one. That's a good nickname right there. Awesome Andrew Alvarez. Triple A. And he spent way too much time in Triple A in my opinion. That's a perfect nickname. House cold. Strike 3 on a knuckle curve that just stays up in the zone. And that is strikeout number 4 for Baz. That's his second one looking of the night. So Lyle goes down to get that one as it was low and inside. And Dalen Lyle sends it out of here in the bottom of the 6th. And a fan made a catch. A kid made a catch. Looks like a young fellow made a catch. That one just got out of here. But Lyle sends it out. The pitch to Vivas is high and outside. And that's a kid wearing a glove. He looks happy. His dad's proud of him. He's got himself a baseball. He's got himself Dalen Lyle's 7th home run. Now we're on cycle watch. All he needs for a cycle is a triple, which we know he can hit triples. Vivas takes a 4-seamer right in there, called strike 1. We know Dalen Lyle can hit triples. Thank you to that new subscriber if I'm late. Thank you so much. Subscriber number 235. Thank you so much for subscribing. Comes the 1-1 to Vivas, and Vivas takes upstairs the fastball. That one was above his head, way high in the zone. Thank you to that new subscriber. Dalen Lyle goes yard here in the bottom of the 6th, gets an insurance run for the Nats. Here's the 2-1 to Vivas, and Vivas swings and fouls this one back, and it'll be 2-2. That was on the knuckle curve. 78 pitches now for the pitcher Baz. I think this will be his last inning of work. But Dalen Lyle is now on cycle watch. He's 3 for 3, a double, a single, and a homer. So he's on cycle watch officially. And he can hit a triple. He is very capable of hitting a triple. Here's the 2-2. Low ball 3. He's fast enough to get the triple. Yes, he is significantly fast enough to have the triple. And secondly, Mr. C, he had 11 triples last year. And that was just in a span of July to September, too. 11 triples. He tied the rookie record for the Nats, the 3-2. And Vivas fouls it back again, and we'll do 3-2 again. That is something that's why I say it. Yes, he is extremely fast. I completely agree with you, Mr. C. But he had 11 triples, too. 11 triples out of nowhere last season. I think that made him a case for Rookie of the Year. I thought he was. Here's the 3-2. Vivas takes inside. No, says third base umpire May, and Vivas will take a walk here in the bottom of the 6th. So now there's a runner on first. Now a coach will come out to visit. I think this is the manager here. I think Baz's day's over. Or this might be the pitching coach. So this is the pitching coach just to visit Baz for a minute. Make sure he's doing okay. Runner on first with 2 outs. That is Vivas over first. Vivas is a little bit of a threat to go. But now we got to focus up, get some hitters up to the plate so Lyle can come up again in the 8th. So if Millis were retired right now, Young, Wood, and Garcia Jr. would hit in the 7th, and then Meade, Abrams, and Lyle would hit in the 8th. So Lyle's going to get another at-bat in this game, but I'd like it to be in a nice situation where he can try for the triple. I think we're going to see Rico Garcia, though, out of the pen after this, though, in a semi-close game. They're still going to send out Garcia. So Millis will hit now. He's 0 for 2. Baz sets. First pitch to Millis, and Millis takes inside ball 1 with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Yeah, he is completely fast enough to get it. He's got to place it well. He's got himself a triple. He places it in a gap or down a line slowly past our fielder, triple. Baz will throw over to first. Back in safely is Vivas. And Vivas wearing his red sliding mitt. That's the first disengagement by Baz, who's now at 82 pitches. So he has the amount of pitches that Little had in the 5th inning, but Baz finds himself trailing 3-0. So get some insurance run for my man Zach Littell. Get him a win. Get him some insurance runs. Here's the 1-0 to Millis, and he lines this one to left field, but coming on is the left fielder Ward, and Ward will make the catch for out number 3. But the Nationals get a couple runs on the board. It's no longer a 1-0 game. It's a 3-0 game. 2 runs on 1 hit. It was the homer. No errors. And 1 man left on base after the Vivas walk. The Nationals get 2 more on the board. It's 3-0 Nationals as we head to the 7th inning. So now we'll head to the 7th. Thank you so much to everyone who has already tuned in. We'll check on some stream stats right here. Just for a second, we'll check on some stream stats. Looks like it's not going to let me. Can't see that for now. Wanted to check out what our view count was, but we have a few people in the chat right now. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in with us today. So it'll be O'Neill, Cowser, and Mayo for Alvarez to face in the 7th inning of his work, or in the 2nd inning of the game. We got plenty of people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're only at 235. We got plenty of people in there. We just hit 8 likes. Let's go. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in so far. Subscriber or non-subscriber. If you weren't subscribed just yet, hit that subscribe button. Join the nation as we head to the 7th inning. In a moment, Alvarez will probably come out for a 2nd inning of work. Let Alvarez just roll. Andrew Alvarez, AAA, is a very good pitcher. Awesome, Andrew Alvarez. He's been a good pitcher so far, and he's only come up to the major leagues once, had an absolutely amazing outing, and then immediately gets sent down. I was confused by that we sent down him after a great outing. Why would you do that so quickly? At least give him a chance. Give him a few outings. Give him a few outings to work, and then think about sending him down. Have we ever thought about it that way? Let's start thinking about it that way, Nats. So Alvarez will come out for a 2nd inning of work in the 7th inning. First pitch is low and in to O'Neill. That spiked to the slider, and it'll be 1-0. Alvarez throwing 3 balls almost every time. He always goes high into counts, but he manages to get outs. He gets contact. Or strikeouts even. Here's the 1-0. This one is swung on and missed on a slider in the zone, and it'll make it a 1-1 count. I would like the Nationals to get some runs on the board. We get Lyle up so he can try for that triple. Here's the 1-1. In there, called strike 2 with a curveball, and it's going to be a 1-2 count. Could see Alvarez working up to 4 innings. I don't know if Butera is going to let him in his first outing up in the bullpen again from AAA, but he is a AAA pitcher. So the 1-2, called strike 3 on a curveball, low and outside. Strikeout number 2 for AAA Alvarez. So I got to call him AAA. So awesome Andrew Alvarez with strikeout number 2 here in the top of the 7th. He'll now face Colton Cowser. Alvarez finding a rhythm here out of the bullpen. He's found his rhythm. He's banging his drum right now. So now Millis will come out and talk to Alvarez real quickly. This is a guy who played with Alvarez last year a little bit. Millis was down in AAA. Alvarez was dominating down there as well. It'll be Colton Cowser to hit. Yet to have a knock today. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out. He drew a walk. And we got a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Blaze Alexander to pinch hit for Cowser. So the Orioles going to unload their bench just a little bit. Here's the pitch, and that is in there. Called strike one with a fastball, and it'll be an 0-1 count. Going right after him. Might as well. They got 4 people on their bench. 3 of them are righties. The last one's a switch hitter. Here's the pitch. That is high, ball 1 with a curveball, and that'll even up the count. So it'll be 1-1, 1 out here in the 7th. Alvarez will go back into the wind. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball. This is going to be the shortstop, Abrams. He makes the play, goes to first in time for out number 2. 2 outs immediately here in the 7th inning. Quickly working. So it'll be now Kobe Mayo to hit. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout and a hit by pitch. The Nationals pitchers together working efficiency. Efficiency is working for them. Maybe even 3 innings from Alvarez would be nice. Swinging a line drive, left field. That's going to be a base hit for Kobe Mayo for the first hit for his day. Mayo has a knock. So AAA finally gives up his first hit of the game in his 2nd inning of work. After 5 consecutive batters retired, he finally gives up a hit. That'll bring up Jeremiah Jackson. That was hit 116 off the bat of Mayo. But now Jackson will have to hit a hit off of Alvarez. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Jackson a hit from the right side. Alvarez comes set. Here's the pitch, and this one is low ball 1 with a slider, and it'll be a 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 outs here, top 7. The runner on first is Mayo. He got on first on the hit by pitch, found himself on third after the Henderson double, but could not score. There's a reason why there's a goose egg. Still in the column for the Orioles. Here's the 1-0. High and out ball 2 with a changeup, and that'll make it a 2-0 count. 2 outs, though. Just get 1 out here. You're out of it, and you can head to the 8th. So would we stay with him here, or do the Nationals decide to go to maybe Pullen, or maybe even Lovelady? Here's the pitch, and that one is swung on and missed on a slider, and it's 2-1. I stay ride with Alvarez till the 8th. Then the 9th, we think Pullen or Varland. I like Pullen as the closer. Varland is our closer right now. But it really depends on the roles. If there's more lefties in the order, maybe try Pullen. If there's righties, try Varland. It's good that we kind of have 2 of the guys who can play that role. The 2-1. Swinging a foul back, and we'll do 2-2. That one was hit straight towards the Itkins section, and an Orioles fan pointing back at it. That one came straight for him. But the Itkins also a little bit surprised by it. 2 Orioles fans split. The Itkins barely reacted. They're so used to it. They've been sitting there for 21 years. Here's the 2-2. Low ball 3 with a curveball. Millis smothers it, though, and that fills up the count to 3-2. 3-2, 2 outs. Top 7, Alvarez. We're loving out here. Come on, Alvarez. Alvarez comes set. The 3-2. Swinging a fly ball to left. Lyle going over, and it's off the wall. Lyle will play it off the wall, fields it. Into third safely is Mayo, and that's a double for Jeremiah Jackson. So AAA will have to work out of some trouble now, but I have complete faith in AAA here. He'll face the top of the order. So now Mayo finds himself at third. Jackson at second. So now it'll be Gunnar Henderson to hit. It will be a lefty-lefty matchup. So now you got to think, are they going to stick with Alvarez for a third, where he's going to have to face Ward, Rutschman, and Alonso? Here's the pitch from Alvarez. Right in there, called strike 1 with a slider, and it's 0-1. Henderson didn't like the call. Maybe you should challenge it, though. If you don't like the call, challenge it.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo!
So it'll be an 0-1 count. Henderson stepped out, called time. He's going to talk to the umpire real quickly. He just had some words with him. This will be 0-1. Coming set is Alvarez. Here comes the pitch to Henderson. Swing! And a miss at a slider, and it's 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Alvarez wipes his face real quickly. 0-2, 2 outs, top 7. Alvarez comes set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Low and out with a slider, and it's 1-2. Millis smothered it once again. Good defense behind the plate by Millis. Playing just good enough defense to smother balls back there, make the plays. So to be a 1-2 count here. 1-2, 2 outs. Alvarez checks his signs. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Check swing, did he go? No, says third base umpire May. And it evens up the count at 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs, top 7. Held it back. I think he did hold it. He didn't get really around too far. So it'll be 2-2 Henderson, Alvarez in a lefty-lefty matchup. Alvarez sets. The 2-2. Swing! And a miss at a slider. And Henderson threw his bat immediately as he swung and missed. He swung and missed at a slider low down, and Henderson threw his bat to the righty batter's box and immediately tore his elbow guard off. Triple A. Awesome Andrew Alvarez. Strikeout number 3 in 2 innings of work out of the bullpen. He gives up 2 hits in the inning. No problem. 2 runners stranded on the base paths. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. Another goose egg sent up to the Orioles box score. It continues to be the Nationals 3, Orioles 0 as we stretch for the 7th inning stretch. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. So we'll head bottom 7. For me, stretching's taking a swig. So for the Nationals, they're going to get young Wood Garcia Jr., so a sniff at the top of the order. The good thing is Lyle will get to hit again, so he'll have a chance to go after his cycle. He just needs a triple, and he is fast enough to do it, as said right here. He is well fast enough, and he had 11 triples last year. So everything is in his favor here. It'd be amazing if he could do it. It'd be very fun to see Dalen Lyle have a triple and complete the cycle. I think Trey Turner is the only National yet to complete a cycle. He's the only guy I would believe to do it. I think no one else on the team would probably hit for the cycle. So it'll be Young to lead it off for the Nats in the bottom of the 7th. It's now dark. It is 8:41, so DC's dark. They're doing their karaoke with the fan cam. They play Take On Me at Nationals Park, and they hold the note, so everyone gets to hold it. So bottom 7, it'll be Young, who's 0 for 2 on the day to hit. Zach Little and Andrew Alvarez have put together 2 good outings to make 7 innings of scoreless baseball. Baz still out there. First pitch to Jacob Young. And Young swings and grounds this one. It's at the third baseman who once again was playing in. And he fires over to Alonso in time for the out. Mayo once again was playing in on the grass. Wow. They have been expecting the bunt all day. Each time he's grounded out or lined out. Twice in a row he's hit a soft grounder that the third baseman Mayo can charge in and throw out Young, who hustles every time down the line. But now that's the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up James Wood, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout, trying to get himself going a little bit. Here's the pitch to Wood. Wood takes a fastball just inside, ball 1, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Bottom 7. We need to get Lyle up before the last hitter of the bottom of the 8th. He needs to have room to go to work with to grab this triple. Baz sets the 1-0 to Wood. Wood takes a fastball, low ball 2. Where was that? I think it was low. Looked like it was in the zone to me. It was a little inside, so to be a 2-1 count now. Baz, come set. Here is the 2-0. Right in there, called strike one with a knuckle curve, and that'll make it a 2-1 count. So 2-1, 1 out. They're showing Henderson on the screen. Henderson really had a crash out last half inning after swinging through that AAA slider. And this one is lined into center field. That's a base hit off the glove of Henderson, really, into left center. So James Wood has a base hit off of the left, out into left field off of Henderson. I don't even know how to describe that. That one, I think it deflected off of Henderson's glove somehow. And James Wood has a knock here in the bottom of the 7th inning. James Wood finds a way to grab a hit. No matter how you're going to do it, even if it's off of Henderson's glove, Henderson continues to not have a good day. And that one was deflected off of the shortstop Henderson. He is just really unlucky here. Now the Nationals have a man on base for Garcia, the pitch. Louis takes a knuckle curve right in there, called strike one. This will be 0-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Baz sets. Here comes the 0-1 to Garcia, and Garcia swings and grounds this one foul down the first base line. Man, that is really unlucky for Wood. You got to feel bad for him for Henderson. Got to feel bad for him. He's 1 for 4 on the day. He had the double, but he just struck out swinging, had a very bad crash out, and then deflects a hit into left center field. And Wood's able to get the knock. So to be 0-2, 1 out. Baz sets. Here comes the 0-2 to Luis Garcia Jr., the pitch. Swinging a fly ball foul. Third base side will do this all over again at 0-2. Working a good AB here. So be 0-2, 1 out. So Natty had a good rookie debut, it looks like, hanging out with the players. Good for Natty, the Nationals puppy. Here comes the 0-2. Garcia swings and fouls it back again. So we'll do 0-2 again. Working an AB here. Baz now up to 91 pitches. Might as well take him out after this AB. No matter how it goes. He's at 91 pitches. He's at 92 now. That was his 92nd of the game. His Baz now will come set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Garcia takes a changeup low and in. That'll make it a 1-2 count. 1-2. Runner on first, 1 out. So Baz at 93 now. Pitch count slowly rising. Just lost the words there. Slowly rising. Baz works out of the stretch. He now comes set. Wood over at first, a threat to go. He's got those long strides. He could steal a bag. The 1-2 to Garcia. Garcia takes low with a knuckle curve. 2-2. Wood's going to stay at first. That one got in front of Rutschman. Kept it in front of him, though. Kind of went almost towards the grass, up the field a little bit. About 10 feet up almost. So they do got an arm in the bullpen. They got a lefty, Josh Walker, warming up for the Orioles. Let's hope a lefty doesn't face Lyle, though, because we want him to be able to hit the triple. So be 2-2 with 1 out. Here comes the 2-2 to Garcia. Garcia swings and drives this one right field. That'll be foul. Way off the foul pole. So another one hit hard. Hit towards a group, actually. Everyone's wearing the same shirt over there. So it's got to be some sort of group. Maybe a field trip of such. 2-2, 1 out. So looks like a lot of the other later games are getting underway. It's 8:47 now, so you're getting some of the later games now. The 2-2 to Garcia. Garcia swings and fouls this one. Left field side, and we'll do 2-2 again. He's really battling up here. Making this time go up. 8 pitches in the AB. Working Baz's pitch count. Get him out of the game. 2-2, 1 out. Bottom 7. Louis going to work. The 2-2. Garcia takes ball 3 outside. Now it's a 9-pitch AB, and he's going to get into the double digits. So Garcia is really yanking him out of this game. Garcia wants him out. Curtis Meade will luckily probably get to face a lefty in this inning if Walker comes into the game. So it'll be a 3-2. Here's the pitch from Baz. Swinging a foul again. So now Baz is now going to have to throw 11 pitches in the at-bat. So far, he's thrown 2 knuckles to start, then 2 four-seamers, threw a change-up, then another knuckle, then he threw a cutter, then he threw a four-seamer, then a change-up, then a cutter. So good pitch sequence here. Here comes the 3-2 to Garcia. Garcia swings and drives this one to center, but the center fielder Cowser is there to make the catch. 99th pitch thrown by Baz. He's about to hit triple digits if he throws another pitch. That should be the end of the day for Baz by this point. Looks like the manager's not going anywhere. Baz is going to stay in the game. Baz is going to work here with 99 pitches on his pitch count, and he'll face Curtis Mead. I mean, good job. You worked 6 2/3. Good game for you. First pitch. And this one is fouled back. It'll be 0-1. 0-1, 2 outs. 233 average for Mead. Pitches by inning. Looks like his longest inning was the 6th inning with 28. Shortest was 5 in the 3rd, though. So he's had some good innings and some bad innings. The pitch is high, ball 1 with a fastball. So now he's over 100 at 101. Pitch count really rising. He's a veteran, though. He's pitched a lot of years in the MLB, so he's used to throwing triple digits. Less and less each year. The pitch count averages go lesser and lesser each year. They start going less. Here's the 1-1. It is called. Strike 2 with a sinker on the outside part of the zone. Thought that one was outside of the zone. Home plate umpire Tupain did not agree with me. Looks like it was touching on the replay. Baz sets. Here comes the 1-2, the pitch. Swinging a foul back on a high pitch. He just fouls that one back right behind him, and we'll do 1-2 again. Baz pitch count rising. Walker warming up for him. But the Nationals, they got tired of it. They're going to work ABs now. They're tired of facing the same guy in the 7th. I'm wondering now, will Alvarez stay in the game for an 8th inning? The pitch. Swinging a foul again, this time first base side. This one is going to be going out of play. So we'll do 1-2 again. Alonso couldn't get to it. Alonso wearing number 25 with the Orioles. Yep, Walker warming up the pen. Does have a 0 ERA currently. Hasn't given up runs in his limited appearances. So 1-2, 2 outs. Baz comes set now at 104 on the pitch count. Keep getting clock and count messed up. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball right field. It's going to be foul and had a play. We'll do 1-2 again. So 2 good ABs in a row. This time it's 6 pitches in a row now. We'll get to a 7th here. Work it longer, Mead. Go to work, Curtis Mead. This will be 1-2. Baz sets. Here's pitch 106. Swinging a foul back again. So Curtis Mead and Luis Garcia Jr. want to work some ABs. And they will. I don't think they're going to yank a mid-AB here with Curtis Mead in an absolute battle. Mead is working it, though. Making him work. So it'll be 1-2, 2 outs. 38 balls. 68 strikes in this game. 106 total pitches for Shane Baz. Here comes the 1-2. Low and out with a knuckle curve. They say he did not go. Mead let his bat move just a little bit, but it'll be 2-2 now. A walk here, that you got to take him out if he walks him on this super long AB. If he gets a hit, that's less, but walking him after this huge battle. But that is a success for Mead. Baz will go back over to first. Back in safely without the tag is Wood. So it'll be 2-2 again. Or excuse me, we haven't even worked 2-2 yet. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. The pitch to Mead. Swinging a fly ball. Center field. Under it is Cowser, and Cowser will make the catch for out number 3. Inning over. So Baz gets out of it for out number 3, and that'll end the inning. So 1 hit on the inning, 1 man left on base. We're through 7. The Nationals hold a 3-0 lead as we head to the 8th inning. It's going to be Ward, Rutschman, Alonso for the Orioles in the 8th inning. We'll check up on some other scores now. Got some good baseball going on all around the league, so we'll check on some other scores. Everything going around the league. Got to check on The other scores, and of course, NBA just a little bit. Nationals, of course, beating the Orioles 3-0. The Pirates have an 8-5 lead on the Phillies. Then the Tigers and the Blue Jays all knotted up at 2. The Reds have a 3-1 lead on the Guardians. The Rays have a 7-2 lead on the Marlins now. The Brewers and the Twins still tied up in the bottom of the 7th. The Braves beating the Red Sox 2-0. The Yankees beating the Mets 4-0, so they added a couple runs, courtesy of a Jazz Chisholm 2-run double. The Cubs beating the White Sox 3-1. Colson Montgomery's got a solo home run, though. Rangers and Astros still no score in the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd, the Royals and the Cardinals have no score, and the Diamondbacks and the Rockies just got underway, and the D-backs have a lead in the top of the 1st, threatening to score again with runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. Of course, the Dodgers and the Angels still yet to get underway, and the Padres and the Mariners. And the Giants A's. So I didn't scroll all the way down. The Giants and the A's still got to go. I think I'll probably, after this game, I won't call it, but I'm going to end up watching the Dodgers game, at least some of it. Just watch the very powerful Dodgers offense. It's cool to see them go to work, because they are a really good offense. I will give them that. As much as I don't like them, they're a good offense. You got to give that to them. When they came to D.C., they proved that when they swept them. We'll head, and Adley Rutschman will face him in the top of the 8th. We'll head to the 8th. It's going to be Alvarez to work a 3rd inning of work and work into the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch from Alvarez. Swinging a ground ball. Abrams makes the play on the run. Fires it to first in time. And Ward is down on 1 pitch. Excuse me, it was Ward to lead it off, not Rutschman. Sets out number 1 by Alvarez. Gets Ward on 1 pitch. So out number 1 quickly. And now it'll be Adley Rutschman. So Abrams makes a nice little running play for out number 1. 33 pitches for Alvarez. He's into the line. First pitch to Rutschman is low ball 1 with a slider, and it'll be 1-0. Thing I like about Alvarez is he sometimes gives them a first pitch to swing at, but other times he doesn't. Embarrasses them on the first pitch, or they have to take first pitch and he can go into the zone. He plays chess up there. A lot like Foster Griffin, but he works quicker and he throws just a little harder. Here's the 1-0. That is a curveball low in the zone, ball 2, so it'd be a 2-0 count. So we got Gus Varland up in the pen, so we got our closer up there. And a reminder, Abrams and then Lyle in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lyle on the cycle watch. It's be 2-0, 1 out. He'd be the first national complete cycle since 2021. That's 5 years, and it was Trey Turner. It happened last time. You've had guys who could do it probably in the Nationals lineup recently, but Lyle might be your guy if he has a game like this. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. There you go. That's in there. Called strike 1, actually. It looked like his bat moved, but he didn't. He just kind of checked his swing just a little bit. It looked like he went. They're going to call that strike looking. So it'll be a 2-1 count now. Into the wind. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low and in ball 3 with a fastball, and that'll make it a 3-1 count. Almost got Adley on the foot. But Rutschman does not get hit. Rutschman 1 for 4 on the day. 3 ground outs and a single. Or excuse me, he's 0 for 3 on the day. I was looking at Ward stats. I apologize. Rutschman 0 for 3. Fly out, strike out, and ground out. The pitch. Called. Strike 2 in there with a fastball, and that makes it 3-2. Rutschman was ready to throw his bat away, but no, it'll be 3-2 now. 3-2, 1 out. Alvarez will be ready. He goes back into the line. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Low and in the zone, and Adley Rutschman goes down, and Alvarez has strikeout number 4. In his 2 2/3 innings worked, he has 4 strikeouts. He's cooking right now. The kitchen is open because AAA Alvarez is cooking right now. Alvarez into the line. Here's the pitch to Alonso. Alonso takes a slider in there, called strike 1. Alvarez found something. And that's a new nickname. AAA Alvarez. So to be 0-1, 2 outs. Alvarez will go back into the wind. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Alonso. Swing and a miss at a curveball, and it's 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Mr. Giscio, host, great night. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Capital A, capital A. Here's the 0-2. Low ball 1. Awesome. Triple A Alvarez. Awesome Andrew Alvarez. That's what I'm saying when I say Triple A Alvarez. Is awesome Andrew Alvarez. This will be 1-2, 2 outs. Alvarez will go back into the line. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss at a curveball. Low and away from the zone, but Pete Alonso is set down. Strikeout number 5. And 2 strikeouts in the inning. Andrew Alvarez is having a great outing here in the game, or in the 8th inning. Lost some words there. 3 innings worked. 5 strikeouts. There you go. Andrew Alvarez. Awesome Andrew Alvarez is power in the cooker tonight. Yes, Mr. C. He has full control of the grill tonight, and he's thrown some cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, and chili on that grill tonight. Why not? Let's throw something else on there. Let's put French fries in there. Get everything on the grill tonight because Andrew Alvarez is cooking. 3 innings of amazing pitching from Andrew Alvarez, who has earned himself the nickname Triple A. Awesome Andrew Alvarez. What an outing from Andrew Alvarez. Just dominating. 2 strikeouts in his last 2 innings. Probably his last inning of work with Varlin up in the pen. And now we'll see if Lyle wants to join him. Grill Master that is his new name. Grill Master Awesome Andrew Alvarez. The Grill Master went to work tonight. We'll see if Lyle wants to join him. Let's see if he's going to be the assistant griller tonight. Does Alvarez want to join him on the grill? So here we go. Can you smell what the Nationals are cooking? So here we go. I can smell it, and it smells like AAA is cooking it up tonight. So we'll head to bottom 8. It's going to be Abrams, Lyle, and House. And all I really care this inning is about Lyle. Will Lyle be on cycle watch? Will he be able to do it? Maybe Abrams being on base will help him. We got bottom 8 here from Nationals Park. The bottom of the 8th inning. The Nationals have a 3-0 lead. Lyle has a bomb. He's doing well. Dalen Lyle having some fun. He's got a single, a double, and a homer. Here's the pitch to Abrams, and Abrams takes a sinker right in there, called strike 1. It'll be an 0-1 count. Yeah, so Grill Master, Awesome Andrew Alvarez. Let's see if the grill assistant can help out with him with Lyle on deck. Here comes the 0-1 to Abrams, and Abrams takes a fastball or sinker. That's 0-2. Abrams didn't like the call, but he'll turn around and quickly talk about it. So now Josh Walker's on the mound after Baz works 7 innings. Walker takes over here in the 8th. Here comes the 0-2 from to Abrams. Low and out with a slider, and it'll be 1-2. That was 84 miles an hour with the slider. 6 hits given up by Baz. 3 runs, all 3 of them earned. He only walked 3 guys, actually. 1 in the 2nd, and then he had 2 in the 6th. And he ends up with 4 strikeouts. Here's the pitch to Abrams. And Abrams swing and a miss at a slider. Down swinging is Abrams. So here we go. Everyone stay in your seats because Dalen Lyle's up to the plate. Here we go. Dalen Lyle walks up to Amazing Fantasy, I believe the song is called. But he's got a double, a single, and a 2-run home run. People are dancing behind home plate to his walk-up song. It's an older song. I think it's called Amazing Fantasy. I remember going to the game and hearing it. So Dalen Lyle, a triple away from the cycle. The pitch. Lyle swings and misses at a slider, and it's 0-1. If he doesn't get it, it's fine. But it'd be absolutely amazing if he did. He had the double, and then he had the single. Then he hit the then he hit the homer. So now he needs the triple. This is the cycle watch. 3 for 3 on the day, too. I bet he doesn't care. He just wants to hack. Put something in the gap and then hustle. Walker sets the 0-1 to Lyle. Lyle takes outside with a slider, and it'll be a 1-1 count. 1-1, 1 out here, bottom of the 8th inning. Can Lyle do it? We will see. I'm not looking at ESPN. I haven't looked at ESPN all game, so I don't want to get spoiled. I want to see this. Here comes the 1-1. Lyle swings and grounds this one to the first baseman. First baseman Alonso will take it himself, and that's out number 2 in the inning. So Lyle obviously has to smile it off, but he just barely misses the cycle there. Unless, I really hope that he doesn't hit again. I really hope that he doesn't have to hit unless it's in the 8th inning. So Lyle cannot grab himself the cycle, at least now. He's 3 for 4 on the day with a double, a single, and a home run. Still a great game. 2 RBIs of the 3 runs we had. So now to be Brady House. Here's the pitch, and House swings and misses. It's Fantasy by Mariah Carey. I thought it was something like that. So 217 average for House. The average is slowly falling, but 6 home runs still, 22 RBIs. 0-1 2 outs. I think Amazing Fantasy was I was thinking of was a Spider-Man comic. Comes the 0-1. House swinging a fly ball. This is going to be out to shallow center, going out second baseman Jackson. Coming into the center fielder, it's going to be the center fielder Cowser to make the catch. That's Blaze Alexander now out there. So that will end the inning. Alexander out there in center now. So that ends the inning. We will now head to the 9th inning. It's going to be Gus Varland's turn to come out of the pen and try to shut this one down. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners. Left on base in the 8th for the Nationals. We will head to the 9th inning. 9th inning coming up. It's going to be closing time. Whoever pitches is going to have the opportunity for a save. Now the question is, who will it be? I'm assuming we're going to bring Varland out of the pen. He's going to face Basallo, O'Neill, and Alexander. So I'm assuming we're going to get Varland out of the bullpen. For the 9th inning, the Washington Nationals will go for a save here in the 9th. Alvarez, AAA. What a game. Pitching-wise, he's the MVP. But this was just a good game overall for the Nats so far. Through these 8 innings, good work. Good work through 8 full innings of baseball. We'll head to the 9th inning. We'll see if there's any changes just yet. Not yet. There's no changes. He's going to come in, though. I bet Varland comes into the game. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't put him in. That's my question. What's your reasoning to not putting in Varland? He's your best closer right now. So, looks like they're going to put Nunez in at third base. They're going to put Nunez in the spot for House and play second. I think they're just throwing him in for defense. So he's going to come in and play second, and then coming into Vivas' spot, he's going to head over to third base. So we got Nunez now taking over at second, and it's going to be Alvarez for the 9th. Here we go, Andrew Alvarez. Going to come on to put this one away. So Nunez now at second, and Vivas heads over to third. So you got a defensive lineup now. Nunez playing. So Basallo will face Andrew Alvarez for the 9th inning. First pitch from Andrew Alvarez, swinging a line drive. Right field, that's going to be a base hit in front of James Wood. So that's a hit immediately by Basallo. He has a base knock. So now, 1 runner on here in the 9th inning for the Orioles. Excuse me. It's powerful indeed, yep. Here we go. Top of the 9th. No outs. Coming set is Alvarez. Here's the pitch. That is low and in ball 1 with the curveball, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Runner on first is Basallo. O'Neill up to the plate. Basallo is now 1 for 3 on the day. O'Neill is 0 for 3. Coming set is Alvarez. Here comes the 1-0. Low ball 2 with a curveball. It's going to be a 2-0 count. Alvarez had a good outing last time he came out of the pen. So once again, it is confirmed. Nunez now at second. Vivas at third. I understand the switch. Put a good defensive second baseman at second base. House is not really a liability, but at the same time, he's not a gold glover. I like Vivas over there, and I like Nunez at second. Varland is still warming up for the Nationals. Millis goes out and talks to Alvarez here. Maybe give some time to Varland to warm up even. I like Varland off the mound, though, too. I like both these pitchers. These are both very good pitchers. So to be runner on first, no outs. Top of the 9th. Andrew Alvarez trying to find his way out of it. 2 pitchers, though. That'd be amazing for the bullpen this weekend have the entire bullpen wide open. Here's the 2-0. High ball through the slider. They worked hard yesterday. The bullpen worked hard in the 3-game series yesterday, and they're going to have a streak where they're going to play a lot of games over the next week. They're not going to get an off day for a little while. Alvarez giving them this pathway. Here comes the 3-0, and that is low ball 4, and drawing a walk is O'Neill, so now there's runners on first and second. Still, Alvarez working this long into a game, very helpful for the Nationals bullpen in the future. Tomorrow they have some little open time, and this is going to be the end of Andrew Alvarez's night. Butera is going to come out. He hasn't given the signal just yet. But Varland up in the pen. He's looking over to make sure he's got the sign. He's going to throw possibly one more pitch. And here we go. Andrew Alvarez's day is over. The sign has been given. Butera is going to come out, give Alvarez a pat on the back. Alvarez, though, deserves a standing ovation right now for the outing he just had. 3 innings. Now, we don't know his run total just yet because those runners would be his. But 3 innings worked. That is uncalled for as a bullpen arm. We did not ask for that. 1 or 2 innings is all you really need or expect from an arm out of the pen. But he gave us 3 good innings, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th. 2 hits given up. We don't know his run total just yet. No walks and 5 strikeouts. There's 3 innings. Good job to Andrew Alvarez. So now it's going to be Varland for the 9th to try to put this one away. The tying run is up to the plate, but it's a 3-0 game. I personally have no worries. I think Varland can put it away. He's just pitching after the Grill Master was pitching. So now Grill Master AAA had a great outing. Now to be Varland to try to put her away. He's going to have Alexander, Mayo, and Jackson, the 7-8-9 combo for the Orioles. Hopefully the Nationals do not have to see Vivas, Mills, and Young hit next inning. Put it away, Varland. And a good outing for Alvarez. And hopefully we can get Little this win. That'd be great. Here we go. Top of the 9th coming up. Looks like they're playing the game right now is the Lyle home run. My moment of the game is just Alvarez pitching. 3 innings of great baseball. That home run brought the runs but Alvarez held him down. This game doesn't happen if Alvarez does that, because then the other part of the bullpen would have to take over. Here we go. Top of the 9th, no outs. Basallo at second, O'Neill on first. And it'll be Gus Varland try to put this one away. He is 17 games this season, 1-1 record, 4 saves out of his 6 opportunities, a 4.50 ERA. He'll face the lefty Alexander. Looks like we got a new hitter up there. That is not Alexander. It's going to be the switch hitter. Here's the first pitch is inside ball 1. That's a switch hitter up there because they only had 3 other guys and 2 of them were righties. So Varland only throws a 4-seamer and a slider? What? There's no way Varland throws 2 pitches. Here is the 1-0. Low and in ball 2. It'll be a 2-0 count. So the pinch hitter is Laudy Taveras. Or excuse me. Yes, it's Laudy Taveras. Or excuse me, that can't be right. Is Taveras the one who's up right now? Yes, Taveras is up right now. Here's the pitch to Taveras. High ball 3. So he's going to get the pinch hit opportunity here in the 9th. So it's already a 3-0 count to Taveras. On deck is Mayo. Varland sets. Here's the 3-0. Right in there, called strike 1. It's a 3-1 count. So that was on the inside corner. So he gets a strike. Getting nervous here. Yeah. I'm starting to feel the nerves too, Mr. C. Starting to feel it. It'll be a 3-1 count. Getting nervous, but hopefully Varland can put it away. Here's the 3-1. Inside ball 4. And Taveras walks. Varland loses him, and now the tying run is on base. So that moves up to second is O'Neill. Basallo up to third. That'll bring up Kobe Mayonnaise to hit with no runners or no outs and runners on all 3 bases. And this message more powerful than ever. Getting nervous here. 180 average, 4 home runs. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Would like them to just put it away. Here's the pitch. Mayo takes a slider in there, called strike one. Maybe this doesn't end scoreless, but now let's just get the outs. Get the outs. I don't even think you need to go home. Don't even come home with it. Get the outs. That's all I care about right now. And I think that's all Butera cares about too. Varland sets. Here comes the 0-1. Called strike two with a fastball, and it's going to be an 0-2 count. Varland pumps it right in there, challenges Mayo, and he does not swing, and it's 0-2 immediately. 0-2, no outs. Runners in scoring position. The Nationals are 0-3. How does that even happen? Oh, because no runners have been in scoring position. 0-3, the Orioles as well. Swing and a miss on the slider, low and out. Gus Varland grabs the strikeout here in the ninth. Out number one. So now you can look for the double play ball. So out number one. So now it'll be Jeremiah Jackson with one out. The base is loaded. Varland sets. First pitch to Jackson. Swinging a fly ball to right. Getting behind it is Wood. Wood to make the catch. He's behind it. He's going to fire it in. This is going to be thrown towards second. They're going to let the runner score. Scoring is Basallo. Sets a sac fly to right. So a run will score. So now there's 2 outs in the inning. A run will score. That's Basallo, but no other runners move up. So Alvarez is going to get 1 earned run so far. That is sad, but 3-1, 2 outs. Now Varland, get the save. Keep our nerves for tomorrow. So it'll be Gunnar Henderson to hit, who's 1 for 4 with a double. So now the entire infield will come in. Haha, meant to write mayonnaise. So now we're going to get a new arm out. So it's going to be Richard Lovelady to face Gunnar Henderson. We're going to get the 3rd pitcher of the inning. Varland is sat down, and now it'll be Lovelady for the 9th. So there are still runners. We still don't know the end of Alvarez's line even. So now Lovelady will come out of the pen for the Nationals. So here we go. We still got the Nationals winning in the poll. No one else voted for the other results. Let's go. Thank you so much to everyone who's already tuned in. And we got a good game here. You are missing stuff if you're not watching the Nats-Orioles game right now. This is a good game. But at the same time, I didn't want it to be a close game. I just wanted the outs. That is my opinion right now. Just get the outs. Just get the win. Everyone, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help out the channel. We've gained a few subscribers tonight. Be sure to help us out, though. So here we go. 2 outs. It's going to be Lovelady to face Henderson. Only 3 batters face for Varland, face the minimum 3. He got the walk of Tavares, who pinch hit to hit from the left side, and then Mayo struck out, and then Jackson flew out with a sac fly. So it's going to be Henderson to face Lovelady. Lovelady will face Gunnar Henderson to get the final out here in the top of the 9th inning. Lovelady, 16 games, 2-1 record, 1 save in his opportunities, a 2 ERA, 21% K percent, and then a 16% walk percent. So not too much, 35% either walk or strikeout. Just any out here. Runners on first and second, so any square base, any bag gets an out. And they got 2 ABSs, so might as well waste them if you need to. 198 average for Henderson, 9 home runs, 21 ribbies. He has a double in the game, but otherwise he's 1 for 4. The pitch. Henderson takes a sweeper in there, called strike one, bottom part of the zone, and it's an 0-1 count. That one did clip the zone. Henderson must have not liked the count, but it's 0-1. Lovelady sets. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Coming around third, trying to score. Young fires it in. Coming in to score is going to be O'Neill, and it's a 3-2 game. Henderson drives in a run. Up to third is Tavares, the tying run. So that'll score a run. O'Neill scores. Mayo up to third. Now it does not look good. So Alvarez does have both runs are brought in. So he has 2 earned runs now. Varland not yet to know his just yet. If if Tabarez scores, it's him. On first is Henderson. Varland, that's Lovelady now. Lovelady checks his signs. He now faces Ward. He came in to try to get the out on the lefty, and Henderson managed to base hit. The pitch is outside, ball one with a sinker, and it'll be a 1-0 count. The Nationals desperately need an out here. A 1-0, 2 outs, 265 average for Ward, a home run with 12 RBIs. 1-0, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball two with another sinker, and it's a 2-0 count. Runner on the corners, 2 outs, top of the ninth. 3-2 game. The tying run stands on third. A Lovelady steps back onto the rubber. He's waiting. Here's the pitch. Called strike one with a sweeper, and it's a 2-1 count. Now the Nationals have 2 strikes to go from Richard Lovelady. 2-1, 2 outs. Lovelady comes set. He waits. From the belt, he delivers. Outside, ball 3 with a sinker, and it's a 3-1 count now. Now we can really get nervous here. Getting real nervous. So it'll be 3-1. 2 outs. You can't lose him here. Because then you got Adley coming up with the bases loaded if he manages to lose him. Lovelady sets the 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Millis is going to challenge it, though. That is not a pitch you want to challenge. That was a ball. That was inside. I don't know why you wanted to challenge it. The pitch is a ball. It's inside. The Nationals lose their first challenge, and the bases are loaded for Adley Rutschman. So now, 2 outs, and Adley will come up to the batter's box with 2 outs. Top of the ninth inning. Adley has been pretty quiet today. He's 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out. But a base hit here gives the Orioles the lead. He's going to hit from the right side, 280 average, 6 home runs. Here's the pitch from Lovelady. Low ball 1 with a sweeper, and it's a 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 outs. Now you got to tell Lovelady to focus up. This all started with Alvarez. Gave up the single and the walk. It's okay. The Nationals bullpen can still do it. Something I don't say often, but the Nationals bullpen has started to figure it out a little bit. The 1-0. In there, called strike one with a sweeper, and it's a 1-1 count. Just gets it into the zone there. That evens up the count. So it'll be 1-1, 2 outs. Lovelady steps back onto the rubber. He comes set. Here comes the 1-1. Called! Strike 2 with a sweeper, and it's a 1-2 count. Now the Orioles down to their last strike, and the Nationals 1 strike away from a Curly W and the first win of the Beltway Series to start the 3-gamer. It was a 2-gamer last year, I believe. Or, in 2024. 2025, it was the 3-gamer. Lovelady shakes off a couple times. He's got his sign he likes. The 1-2. Here's the pitch. Yes, he did! Called strike 3. That was a swing on a pitch inside, and Adley Rutschman thought he didn't go, and he goes, and we've got some fireworks because the Nationals get a win here. 3-2 over the Baltimore Orioles. The fireworks go off, the light show begins, and the Washington Nationals barely walk away with a win. That was a sword swing on a pitch outside of the zone, and he swings through it on a sword hack. And this game is over. Lovelady let out another yell, goes crazy, and the Nationals win it in the 9th. What a great game, and what a great call, sir. Thank you, Mr. C. Great game, and the bullpen just barely gets it out. The offense got going for just enough to get the win. Obviously, Lyle had a great game. 3 for 3. Wow, what a game. The Nationals able to put it away. The Washington Nationals able to put it away in the 9th inning. They gave up 2 runs in the 9th. They were both earned to Alvarez, which is kind of sad because Alvarez had a good game. Wow, good game, though. Lyle able to have a home run. That was great. A double, a single, and a home run. A triple away from the cycle. He just barely wins it 3-2. Screech is going over the Nats win sign. The Nationals take Game 1 of the 3-game Beltway Series from Nationals Park. What a game. Do it one more time. A curly W, and this isn't even the curly W, but a curly W is in the books. That was the hat I was using the NATS, Nats, woo, with. What a game. Clearly, the bullpen came to play with Alvarez came to play. Grillmaster AAA came to play. He was ready to go. He had a good 3 innings. That 4th inning, he slipped a little bit, but he stayed the Grillmaster. He got taken out. Probably not the best outing on the part from Varland, but Lovelady manages to take care of business in the 9th, able to grab the strikeout to win it. The thing is, he got nervous. He gave up the single to Henderson, walked Ward, but managed to strike out Adley, who's been one of the hottest hitters in the MLB right now. So the Nationals still managed to put it away on 3-2. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in, especially those who were in the chat, especially Mr. C for tuning in, hanging out with me the entire game. Doesn't have chat here, but I'll just leave that up. Just want to copy that in. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Thank you to, once again, Grandmom and Grandbob and Uncle Robert for tuning in to today's game. And you saw the Nationals get a 3-2 win. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in today. We will be back tomorrow probably with more Washington Nationals baseball action. We'll be back Saturday. They'll be back at 4:35, I believe, or 4:05. So we'll be on around 3:50 with pregame. If I'll be able to cover it, I'm 90% sure I should be able to cover it. Tomorrow we'll be back. If not, I will send you a link of where you can watch it. But we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned into this, as well as the pregame for this series. The Nationals take Game 1 of a 3-game series. Thank you so much for tuning in now. Important part, you got to find you a redirect link so everyone can go over and get some play-by-play still. So I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to send you over to, I want to get you a good rivalry game or something here. I'm going to send you over to, let's head over to Thomas Fitzpatrick. We'll head over to that channel for tonight. Here we go. Just going to put this redirect link in there. There you go, everybody. There is your redirect link. Go tell Fitzy I sent you. Thank you so much for tuning in to a good Washington Nationals game on District Nation. We will be back Saturday, tomorrow, with more Washington Nationals baseball action. Thank you so much for tuning in on District Nation, YouTube's home of Nationals, Mavs, and Commanders. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.